Hi, welcome back to Rolling Free. We're really glad that you're here watching. Just a heads up, there is a solid large chunk of time where one of our cameras just froze. We don't know why, we're trying to figure it out, but the upper camera for the players just completely froze, stopped picking up anything, but you do have the audio, so we have just covered the video portion because myself and Tyson, or Jared, were not making very pretty faces when the camera froze, so we have covered that. So just wanted to give you a little heads up, there is audio. Again, we're still trying to figure out all of these technical things. We do get a little loud, so we are sorry for your eardrums, but we're trying to figure it out, and we're just glad that you're here watching. So thanks. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the session. And thanks for watching.
Part 2. Welcome back. We're just going to jump right into this. If this is the first one, definitely go back and watch part 1.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the other videos, go back and watch all those too.
We have so many-ish.
We have so many-ish.
So
yeah.
many-ish.
Working on
Figure out which episodes have audio quality problems or video quality problems, but it's all fun.
Yep.
So
it's just enough to be consumable, not enough to be overwhelming, and there will be more. So eventually, both those things will change.
So,
and if you don't want to watch them, just like them, interact somehow.
like
Don't
them, comment,
dislike them.
No, but I mean,
just
subscribe.
don't watch them.
but subscribe.
All right,
That'd be great.
just like it for
Do
me,
that.
watch it for her, whatever you want.
Any interaction is a good interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you like this chaos, this is what it is. So, okay.
Game on.
All right, so let's. Oh, hey, hold on. This is
It's a take what you can
definitely
get kind of thing.
not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying for Slim Shady's music. Okay.
Share those memories.
Yeah. So we're gonna pick up right where we left off here. You guys all chit chatting. You guys are about ready to
Yeah. So
have a bromance, I think.
I think literally
Aw.
where we cut it was I just finished talking with Jared mentally about his time training in Hollow Woods, with the hope of sharing it with Tinker to try to see if we can examine
Tinker has reasons.
So I will, I'm gonna try to see if I can. I'm gonna say mesh up what I was shown with Jared versus what Tinker has experienced. So I'm gonna go back through everything that Jared just showed me with Tinker as well as I can of what exactly just happened.
So my goal in this is whatever he is showing me, the places and the people, I'm trying to see if I, one, recognize the place. Have I been there? Is this at our house and I'm just a Dumbo? Or is this somewhere else that I've been or I've never been? And then also, there were 3 names that Jared had mentioned, Thalion, Elandria, and Galadriel. I want to see if I recognize people. Because I'm wondering if my family members have, like, alternate names when the... I mean, I know that you said that there were some of my family that trained you, but I'm wondering who those other people are, if I recognize them.
God, you are so needy.
I am the one that gave 17 siblings. 16 siblings? A lot of people.
Yes.
32 pages of siblings.
34.
That too.
No, I was gonna say who's counting? Someone's counting.
We are. I definitely am.
I have a whole ass packet of family here.
So with that being, with all that being said, yeah, I'm exactly as I saw, heard from Jared. So yeah, so I guess really a question I think kind of to you as far as is any of like the comparison. How do we want to do this?
That's me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think it's really up to. I mean.
She asked her questions, I guess. So
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Like,
do I recognize anyone? Do I see any place?
So you're not wanting to you're just wanting to share faces and things like that.
I'm going through all of it. So from last time / what we've talked about outside of this, right? Jared has said that he is not trying to hide anything about what he has experienced. So everything that Jared remembers as it is from his time in the Hollow Woods while he was being trained, he's shared with me. I'm going to share the exact same everything in full with Tinker. And with the awakened mind, right, we can kind of have the dialogue intermindedly back and forth, right, about what needs to happen. So if she has any questions about how a face looks or how a location looks, like we can examine that a little more so she can focus on that. And it's not just like a playthrough that you can't pause or whatever else. So
Gotcha.
with helping Tinker focus on the things that she's trying to focus on,
to look at.
yeah, I'm gonna try to help her see if she can discern the things that she's trying to discern.
I understand. Okay, thank you for the clarification. Now I have a bit to go on here. Okay.
I basically am trying to be like a
Rude?
No, continue.
Oh.
you know the Harry Potter skit where Dumbledore like pulls the thing out of his mind and looks at it in the glass?
Yeah.
For copyright reasons, this is nothing like that.
Nothing like the
But
whatever that is.
if there were to be a comparative of
Oh my
having
God.
someone be the thing at which contains the memory which you could look at, if that were to be a comparable thing
Which
to
it's
any,
not,
that would kind of be what I have in mind.
but it's not.
But instead of doing this, he
Yeah,
just
mine.
he does this.
Yes, exactly.
So,
I'm just the receptacle for you to re-examine it. I have no influence to it.
if I conjure,
You're a VCR.
At a couple of iterations, you rewind and replay it.
if I were to conjure an image of a sign with specific writing on it, you would be able to see that, right? If I am creating that.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you pass me the intent of an octagonal sign which is purple and says the buck stops there, I would know that's what you wanted to tell me about.
Perfect. So I have a sign up that says, if I were to show you a letter, would you be able to recreate the penmanship perfectly?
Like the letter showing someone the letter?
Like, yeah, if I showed you that letter, would
Yeah.
you be able to write it perfectly?
Ooh, okay. So physical recreation I could attempt with advantage on performance checks because I'm a Kenku. But
Cool.
physically actually doing the thing does take an attempt. It's not a guarantee. I do it with advantage because I've seen the end result and I can attempt it, but it's not a guarantee.
Cool. Well, before we do these Hollywood memories, I want to show you the letter that Alice sent me in hopes that you understand the intent is that I hope you can recreate it to give it to her.
Sure. And to that, right, I could tell you verbatim what it said, but writing it in the same hand script, like that kind of.
Try your best.
Yeah, like that would be where it would be. I would have to make an attempt.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I can totally do that. So I guess with this being
Okay.
something we're gonna do first, I will do this as well first.
Getting nervous, Emily?
And we can
I
we can
got really nervous on something, but I think
I can ask you to do the letter later, but
wanna
now that you
see
see
that?
it, you know it.
Yeah.
You can.
Yes, I know the
Yeah,
letter
the lights are on.
from whatever you remember it having said
Other
word
side.
for word. I know exactly what it would have said, and I can recreate it in that script. Or I can try.
Yeah,
To.
we're good.
Cool. So
All
do
right.
you need to make that performance check now, or are you going to do that later?
It sounds like I'm gonna try to do this out later because
Okay.
we're gonna do all this and then I'll do the letter for him.
So I told you all the Hollywood stuff. I
Yes.
relayed everything. She apparently has questions about it now after you've relayed it to her.
So I was okay. So Tyson sent me what he had.
Okay.
Oh,
I
you,
can-
you sent her the thing
He sent me.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
So I started looking
I can
through
send a
it.
copy to you guys too.
It was
Why don't you just read it?
it's long.
Because I've read it before, and maybe not on stream.
Yeah, that's
what
the whole thing.
Yeah.
mainly the first thing I jumped to was the three people's names that I don't know.
All right. So for stream's sake, maybe I could just read it.
Just do it.
All right.
We'll
Just
go through
do it.
It's, okay.
You,
Be better.
I don't have much to write. Can you just read the story I wrote on screen to kill time?
Yeah, got that.
All right. All right. So my trip in the Hallowoods. Oh God, I have to change it from second person to first person. No, I'm leaving it second person.
Love that.
So
That'd
you're
be third.
no second person is talking.
Oh, for
to
the
you.
love of God.
Okay.
Third
True.
person is
Is that all names? Okay.
From
cool.
the fourth person perspective, because Al is the one relaying it.
Oh,
So you're still uncertain of what part of the Hallowoods you had visited, but you do remember that your kingdom had paid a large sum to send you and a select few to a secluded compound where you were taught new skills and tactics. You, having participated in other training retreats several times before, had become familiar with how they usually went. This trip, however, stood out to you as being just a bit more interesting. You remembered thinking things were a bit outside the norm as early as the briefing you all had, explaining you had been selected to go on this very exclusive training assignment. You knew something was awry when the process time needed to set up the teleportation circle that was going to be used for transport was going to take about a month to complete. And once the connection was formed, it would only be viable for a few brief moments before the connection would be severed. You also recall that your commanding officer was extremely adamant that you all be on time, which meant early, on the day of the transport. If you missed for any reason, you would be forfeiting your spot in this prestigious and costly honor. I love how prestigious is written as prestigious.
Prestigious.
In this prestigious and costly honor, and you would be demoted all the way back down to private.
Damn.
It was short. Had been selected to handle the delivery of the payment. The payment would be ready and waiting for you on the day of the departure. Instructions to leave all personal weapons as well as any items that contained any magical essence be left behind. After receiving these overly vague instructions, the meeting was called and you were all dismissed. You can't recall if any name had been given or if it was just referred to as the outfit, but you do remember that he had said you would be traveling to the Hallowoods. Was that okay?
Did you say outfit?
Yeah, I'm just reading it as
like
is.
like an
I get
outfit.
what you-
I was thinking
not-
outfit
not
as in clothes.
clothing.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay,
Your
okay, okay,
group,
okay,
your
yeah.
military outfit.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm looking at everybody like, why are you all looking at me?
No, I got that.
Yellow jumpsuit.
No,
Yeah,
I was like,
I thought you looking at me, so I looked at you, making sure I was looking at
you're
everyone,
doing
making sure it was
great.
right.
I'm
I-
looking at all of it.
I
It's
was
okay.
Are
looking
we
at-
all on the same page? Okay.
not
Still
clothes.
page 1, bottom.
Much more.
You
right.
couldn't help your mind wander, thinking how cool it was that you were going to be able to gain access into the Hallowwood. Amongst military groups, rumors circulated about tremendous warriors coming out of the Hallowoods, but without any evidence of this to corroborate the stories, it was dismissed, except for those who believed in crazy conspiracy theories. Theorist.
Yeah, whatever.
On the day of transport, roll call was set for 0400, which everyone thankfully was on time for. You then remember sitting, waiting for hours, as this elven woman was left alone in her room completing the final glyph.
do I recognize this elven woman?
You do. It is Evelyn.
Yeah. Okay.
A large chest was brought in as you waited, and you were instructed that this was the payment. You and Lucas looked down at the size of the chest and made a joke about how much you were both underpaid. You both also speculated on what was in this locked chest and how much value you guys were carrying around. Finally, the time had come for you all to be teleported. The connection was completed, and you all stepped through to a large semi-light room completely absent of windows.
Do I recognize this room?
No, definitely not.
I love the interjections.
He knows
Do I know this?
immediately.
Do I know this?
And this is kind of
That's kind of how I'm picturing
like
this is
literally
happening.
like we're going through the memory as it's shared, and Tinker's like, wait a second, stop there. Like let me.
I'm like,
no.
I like
that's
it.
Evelyn.
I
Okay.
like it.
Yeah.
Keep going. This is fun.
The
This
walls.
is why I thought it would be better to do it
Yeah.
reading, so
I
that
think this was
everybody.
a great idea.
Yeah, I get good call.
This is a good idea.
Fuck off.
The walls were of thick stone,
Jesus.
and the light was emitted by a large wooden chandelier that hung a good 16 feet up. Ceiling was dark, making it appear taller than it probably was. An elegantly carved door waited on one wall where there was 2 elven people standing waiting patiently, astutely examining new arrivals.
Do I recognize these people?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I
names?
know.
No
Should I just give you the description of them?
God, there's so many people to flip through.
No,
Sure.
no.
I'll just tell you. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Theodon,
Okay.
and I'm gonna. This is all
And yeah, okay.
his compatriot, the
Okay.
one that
Yeah.
shadows him.
Is this like the younger people, shadow people thing?
You don't know things.
Yeah.
You explain this.
This too, I appreciate. Thank you for because if there is some of this that I don't know that Tinker doesn't share with me, like this is the part as like the bridge between the two that I don't get it back if Tinker doesn't want to share it.
Correct,
back with me.
'cause-
So
In the last city, you were like, well, young people shadow these people, and I'm a young people, and I don't get to shadow, so
I'm the
why?
young.
Yeah, but you don't know if I'm who I'm recognizing.
no, do not at all. And
Right.
Again, neither is the person who is sharing this unless you're like, oh, that's this person.
Yeah, Jared's reading
Yeah,
it, but
Tinker's-
Jared's technically not in their
Tinker's
minds
not-
at the moment.
Tinker's just like noting everyone she sees in all the places. She's like, okay, they
Yeah.
are there. They know what's going on. They know what's going on. They
Yeah.
know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Any of what you
Yeah.
get out of this, we don't know until you decide
Yep.
to actually tell us all.
Yep.
Yep,
All
cool.
right.
Continue.
You were instructed to place the chest off to the side of the door, and they ushered you into a hallway where you were led to a room filled with cots. Each cot was neatly made and had a footlocker at the end of it. You all were then left to your own devices for maybe an hour or so before being led into another room. Was lined with tables with long wooden bench.
Okay,
Food
no
was-
Way to
offense.
just call out the DM.
No, this is
Yeah.
where the transmission got garbled. Away.
That's perfect.
That's
Actually,
Google Translate.
He's wine. He still has some wine in his system.
Jesus Christ.
Some of these I can figure out. Some I don't know where he's going with this. I'm just saying it.
Dude,
Bench
when
and
I have to
bench.
write this 34 pages, you ask me for calendar invites in game.
Hey, and constellations.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for calendar invites in game.
Yes, you did. You
I
a
wanted to
calendar.
know.
Anyway,
about
you have a lot to
calendars.
get through. Why don't you keep
Yeah,
reading?
keep reading, my dude. Tinker has questions.
Forge ahead.
Long wooden benched. Food was served, and then another
Fucking hate
elf had walked up, accompanied by several other elven folk.
Pause.
Do I know all these several other
I
elven
need to
folk?
know who I know.
Yeah, the whole table.
Keep going.
I thought that was my drinking break.
Oh. Two can play at this game.
I
He
thought it was
informed who he was, as well as how things would be going over the next few weeks.
Who is he?
No, it was Theodon and
person.
Okay.
and the other guy.
Okay, but is it
There's a line of people you do not recognize all of them. When they
Okay.
come up, I will tell you.
okay.
Cool.
You were to be trained in a variety of skills, as well as tactics. What you learn here is for you to take back and train your men under your command. We ask that you keep what you see here and who you interact with while you are here to be kept... Fuck. Well, damage done.
Yeah, absolutely as private as can be.
We ask that you be kept private. This is a privilege we have granted your kingdom, a privilege that most do not get to experience.
Oh my God.
If we hear of anyone exposing our secrets for any reason, those privileges will be revoked.
Noted.
Uh-oh.
Question.
Well, not in the military anymore, so.
Answer.
This
No one will hear about it.
this feels very un-Theodone like.
Yes.
What the fuck? Okay.
Also, this might be why Jared didn't explain this to you.
Yeah.
Let me double check. But
Because I have.
I'm trying to,
So-
because I didn't write this.
No, you're
There's
good.
two
you're
separate
good.
things, and I did not
Yeah.
blend the two.
You're
So give me
La-
2 seconds to
yeah.
just
So-
confirm.
Jared was very like, no, I can't tell you. I got this. Jared dad is like, I want to connect with my daughter in any
Yeah.
way possible.
We did. I think we did say whenever you became Jared Dad, we're like, honestly, there's probably some shit we can unpack. here.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Jared
did.
is
We
too
were
close
very
to
much
it right now.
like, let's probe that.
Tinker was
brain.
like, I can get answers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever he was trying to protect me
Nope.
from.
He's there.
So this was.
I know, but
expected,
is
and
that-
I'm
that-
very
was
glad
he
this is
saying
how it
all
was.
of that?
No, no, no. I'll find
Exactly.
the person that was
Yeah.
saying.
Okay.
He was the one who
100%.
accepted the chest.
We were
Okay,
all
I
like,
was-
Which makes a lot
"Tell
more
us
sense.
That makes.
now."
I was like, this does not sound like
No, no.
Theodone at all.
No, no.
This
Okay.
is hilarious.
So
I
I'm hoping you see now why Jared at least kept some secrets.
Yeah,
from you.
because
That's
he
fair.
was. Yeah.
When you come back from, when you come back
I
from,
must hold promise.
Whatever
at
you
all
will say,
costs.
So-
Mr. Military.
Good God.
So just to add the secrets your family kept Jared to keep secrets
Yeah,
from you.
Everyone,
Secrets are
everyone
secrets.
hates
you're
telling
gonna be
things.
so mad at yourself when you come back from this.
Just call it the damn secret woods. That's right.
Yeah.
For real.
Even the name was a secret.
Yeah, I had the name wrong this whole damn time.
It was on the letters when you addressed them and everything. And
I can't believe that none
Mom's
of your
reading
letters
it to
didn't
Dad.
get sent back.
This is why I didn't let her in.
Return undeliverable.
I know how this is only funny to us, but
Oh my god, maybe that's why you couldn't get in.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
The following hours, days, weeks were spent training and analyzing everything that you could have imagined, from evaluating the surroundings and formulating tactics based on what the landscape provided, to developing skills that allowed you to utilize energy reserves you were unaware you had. It was covered. The days were long, the training was extreme, but the information was valuable. After your last day, which culminated in a hearty and well-deserved meal with most of the experts of the various categories present, a very broad tomboy-looking elven woman entered just as the final few mouthfuls could be tolerated.
you know who that is.
Yeah.
This woman performed a well-rehearsed speech, thanking you for attending, and to please again keep what you saw here, to yourself, and to only share the teachings.
Because that's Evelyn.
And
breaking all the rules.
Well, wait a minute.
And to only share the teachings to your soldiers, comrades.
We are your soldiers.
We are comrades at the least.
There's a period there,
Aye,
and I
sir.
feel like there was a little more that was supposed to be added. We would hate to have to revoke the privileges that had been granted, she said with a tone that left you wondering what that particularly meant. She then asked you all to follow her.
Or is that the sorry, real quick. Is that Elandria? That's so. Do I recognize her?
Yeah, you do. I'll tell you all the people that are in this, and then you and I can sit and we can.
So
go through it.
Elandria is someone I have seen around the Hollowwoods.
No. This is Evelyn. That is.
This is Evelyn. Okay.
That you saw Evelyn, and then
At the
there's.
teleportation circle, and then is that who's giving this speech right now? Is that Evelyn?
It is. Sorry, this is.
I feel like
a
you guys
lot.
have a copy date some point in the future. Where
Yeah,
it's gonna go
I have
literal,
a
like,
feeling
this
that I'm
person,
gonna
this
have to just
person.
tell
Because
you
that
all
I know
this.
that they're stocky. And
I
Elandria,
wrote yours specifically, so it did not line up specifically with what is
Yes.
being read here, and so I'm having to jump back.
Yeah,
and
no,
forth
no, no, you're
between
fine, you're fine.
notes. So, but I will make sure that everything
yeah.
in here is sent to you.
Yeah, I just know that the description of Elandria was
Yeah,
Or
just
Elandria,
continue,
yeah.
and I will let you know.
Okay.
Just to keep it moving, because there's no point in like.
Yeah.
She then asked you all to follow her, where she led you back to the large room with the tall ceiling. Another sigil had been drawn on the floor, and after a moment, it illuminated, signaling the portal was active. Stepping into the portal, you were teleported back to your respected kingdom. So,
okay. I think that's because the names.
and then there I have a list of
Yes.
people and how they trained me.
Yeah, so these are the people that you also see. So go ahead and say.
Continue.
So
Yeah.
in that room, this would have been the list of individuals, like
Mhm.
who these are who you're training with.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay.
I knew that this. I haven't looked at this in a hot minute.
Glad we're dredging up the garbage. All right.
Yeah.
So the person I met upon entering was a tall elven man by the name of Edwin. He spoke in a very professional manner for an elven man. He was very broad with rigid facial features. He was one of the ones who would give you the day's objectives, which often included any introductions that needed to be made. Aside from the polite but direct verbiage, he wasn't overly rememberable.
Memorable.
Rememberable.
I know what it says.
3 a.m. stories.
Yeah.
Theodon was the man who was we delivered the payment to. He was standing next to Edwin when we got there. There was an imperfection of his skin that could be just seen just above his collar, resembling that of a burn or something. He also stood slightly hunched over than his counterpart, nodding and introducing himself to only me and Lucas, as he gestured to us both to leave the chest off to the side, and he would deal with it from there. I don't know why I switched to first person there. Then there was this Evelyn girl, whose name slips my mind, but if I heard it, I would probably remember it.
It's Evelyn.
She was a broad lady, even for a man. I feel like that was almost copy pasted. Her clothing choice matched her physical appearance, adding to her rather stout-hearted demeanor. She spoke very sternly and with purpose, which adding to the impression that even with all my new game skills, she would be no easy opponent.
She would beat your ass.
I think one of Tinker's favorite siblings is Maverick.
Love Maverick.
So this guy showed up while one of the teachers was in the middle of giving a talk on the importance of scouting and truly understanding the terrain. His point was not picked up by you. However, because he had become completely captivated by a slender... His point was not picked up by you, however, because you had become completely captivated by a slender elven man traversing the canopy with incredible speed. The more impressive thing, if you can believe it, is that during a particularly treacherous part of his traverse, he simply locked eyes with you, shooting a wink in your direction, continuing in his rapid span of the terrain without the slightest hint of slowing down.
Oh my god.
Later that day, he showed up again, in the middle of a training exercise when you were supposed to be hiding, waiting to ambush the enemy, you noticed him sitting on a branch not 10 yards away from you, smiling. With a simple flip of the branch, he landed silently on the ground, closing the distance to you quickly and quietly. Crouching down next to you, extending a hand, he introduced himself to you, stating his name Maverick and that he was impressed with your keen eye on spotting him earlier. He spoke with you for just a moment before expressing you do need to work on remaining focused, pointing behind you, revealing that a scout was making his way through the bush. As you turned back to thank him for the tip, he had again vanished. Being so taken aback by his disappearance, you had shifted just enough to shake a nearby plant, alerting the scout of your position and, in turn, ruining the ambush. Then I practiced, let's see, Thalion was the sword guy. He,
Do I recognize any of these three people? Thalion, Elandril, and...
No.
Okay.
So he had a pretty decent sized scar on his left cheek. When I asked him about it, he said, I advanced when I should have fainted. It was a mistake that could have been much worse. Thalion focused on your breathing and footwork, explaining that your blade skills were adequate, but your improvement would come from your mobility and pacing. He continued to explain that with much practice, it is even possible to regain energy through a complex form of breathing and maintaining a steady heartbeat. He's the guy who taught me Second Wind.
That's
I
cool.
was literally thinking that.
That's cool.
At first glance, Elandril was underwhelming. Although she had large arms and a toned midsection, her figure was small and unthreatening. She became slightly less underwhelming, however, when she ran at you with a rage you had only seen by the fiercest of men on the battlefield. Wielded a large great axe, she slammed it down against your shield before sweeping your legs out from under you, knocking you on your back, leaving you gasping for air. She knelt beside you, saying, Why weren't you ready? Always be on your guard. You never know when the next blow may come. Melandra then explained her philosophy on risk for reward. To emphasize her point, she explained that when she goes into battle, she is willing to join her kin who have already fallen. And having this acceptance with death, it allows her to push aside her feelings of fear and go for the killing blow when others do not. She did note that this mindset can attribute to unnecessary punishment, saying, But for me, sticking out her tongue and licking the blade of her axe, it's worth the reward.
Damn, woman.
And she, I don't know why I'm blanking this. I really should not.
Ability?
Yes.
Action search?
Not action surge.
Rage?
Not rage.
We had a list of,
Who taught what?
well, ones that he, I'll see if I have it in my like handwritten notes.
Reckless attack.
Yeah,
Oh,
there-
okay.
She taught me reckless attack.
Cool.
Correct.
I understand. Of your like maneuvers.
Yeah, of ones that he was like, oh, here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. How they were like applied.
Learned over time. I understand.
And then Galadriel, she was the archer. She half resembled Elizabeth. I assume my Elizabeth, not her Elizabeth.
I don't have an Elizabeth. I have an Ella.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking earlier, damn, there's a lot of Elizabeths. My wife Elizabeth, your mom Elizabeth, the Princess Elizabeth, but no, it's Ella's and Elizabeth.
Yeah, the daughter. The daughter.
Mind
of
you, they've named half of these so without knowing
Yeah,
that I had
we-
named the other half.
Yeah. A lot of
Um,
name crosses.
Her brown hair was pulled back in a tight braid that started from the top of her head, working all the way down her scalp, continuing down her back, ending where her hips started.
Damn.
When you explained to Galadriel that you weren't much of an archer, she laughed, explaining that she had seen worse, continuing but I've seen better. She understood your task and tried to provide you with key takeaways that you could instill in your company back home. The most helpful takeaway for you personally was stay calm, stay connected, and breathe. So Al gets to see that final
So-
scene, how I pulled out that saying, and now he knows that's
So whoever
It was not
Galadriel
Fern.
taught Fern, unless like Fern taught you. Holy moly!
unless,
Or
Not
Fern
sabotage
taught
you.
Galadriel.
Or that.
or he shows her Galadriel and she's like, that's Fern.
No, that's not fun.
But at least insofar as that phrase is not.
Right?
It's,
Yeah.
it's definitely not.
I was gonna say, like, that doesn't sound like.
But it is something that
Yeah.
Fern would say. But so in the image that you see her shooting, you know that Fern's better than her. Like
How
significantly.
old does she look?
I mean, slightly younger than
Age is relative to elves.
Yeah. So, but for you being an elf, you can kind of
Yeah.
get a little bit better of a gauge. Younger than Fern.
Okay. So
I'm guessing that's what
so
you're asking for.
this isn't.
Who would've
This is
trained who?
still a
Yeah.
Fernism. This isn't something Fern. Tinker's assuming this is a stay calm, stay connected, and breathe is something that Fern teaches people.
So,
It
do you
came
want
from
me
Fern.
to answer that? Like, I
Yeah.
can tell you directly
Tinker's
right now.
assuming right now.
Oh, okay.
Tinker, because Tinker doesn't know
Well, you do.
that I would know if this is something that Fern. Okay, yeah.
That's why. Yeah. So, if you look at Fern specifically, she is a wonderkin with a bow.
Yeah, yeah.
So she has revolutionized, and you know this, like archery training completely. And so the fact that this phrase from this person has to be from her.
Okay, I
Like-
just didn't know if it was something that like Fern learned when she was growing up, and this lady taught her, or if it was something Fern teaches when she's teaching.
You
bow
know
now.
that Fern is probably the best person
Yeah.
with a bow that you've ever
Yeah,
met, and oftentimes teaches like people that you've seen her
Yeah.
around. So the assumption is clear that she probably at some point would have.
Okay, that makes it a little better for Tinker that it's not something that just everyone got and Fern got it. Like it's still Fern's thing.
Yes.
I think that
Maybe she gets that if Fern teaches you this phrase, it's that she respects you or she sees something in you.
like
or-
it's not just because
and then
this-
Galadriel's out here telling everybody the
yeah,
phrase.
fuck her.
It's for everyone.
It's
Not
everybody.
true.
It's
I think that Tinker is while you're showing Tinker all of this, she's just really quiet.
None of it looks familiar either.
Yeah.
Like any of the buildings,
Location-wise,
any
okay.
locations, none of this is.
Um.
It doesn't even look like Faquenia. Like the buildings don't. They're not the same.
Do the woods look like the Hallowoods?
In the same sense as like the Hallowoods.
Yeah.
Have a loose like.
Okay.
Like you can go to the
interesting.
Olympic Peninsula and then you can go to the Cascades. They're very different, but
Mhm.
like
woods,
similar
They're
trees.
trees.
Not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, one's
yeah.
you know like that. So
Yeah. When
none of this is something that you've like really like.
Can I recall a time when so many of my siblings were all gone for this long of a time? Like, is this something that happens regularly and I'm just kind of used to it? Or is it like, oh my gosh, remember that one time, like once every year, there's like a chunk of time where everyone's gone for like 2 months?
Go ahead and make a. Let's go ahead and make a general intelligence check for me.
But,
How do you know
Other-
they just don't get up and go to work for the day and come home?
oh
you have
my.
advantage. Like this is
I feel
not
like this
some-
was 8-9 years ago.
And we're
It's-
we're here so you get guidance. 'Cause I'm here with you, so for anything you're trying to do to help.
And
into it.
remember, you also have that.
I
you
don't
have
need
the-
it because I rolled a 19 and a 17.
Okay.
Cool.
And then on my guidance, I got a +2, and my intelligence is a
What
plus
was the first one? that you
Yeah,
rolled?
The
why would-
19. The 19 was the first one. So,
So
Oh.
why did you look disappointed?
no, because I didn't know. And then when I rolled that, you're like, oh, and you have an advantage. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Let's see if I crit. Like, I was.
Okay.
Your
'Cause my-
face was like you're
Yeah, I
Well,
was
my-
like, oh,
My
she rolled
intelligence is a +1. So I was like, ooh, only intelligence. Like, it's not a
And-
history or anything
She
like
made
that.
the face
Mm.
as she was rolling
Yeah.
it.
So
Got it.
I have 22.
Nice.
So you're gonna hate the answer because it's not really an answer, but
We love those.
yeah, yes. Like there's often times where they're like
Mhm.
not around for
I
breakfast.
can't think of a specific time.
But like where they're gone for like days at a time with all of these people, like sure, like people take trips and things like that together. And
But for this, it's not like they were all gone for that entire time in the training. Like, I can't think
you
of
can't recall a time where like for like
Theodone and Evelyn and Maverick and like Izar and Ed went like all like they were all gone for.
Izar was there?
And really on
Didn't
the
you say
same
Izar?
trip.
No, you didn't say Izar.
you get the sense that like it's possible that they have been gone at times together. In the span of like what you're trying to remember of like
Okay.
why would they all be
Yeah.
like here at a time? This is very like
Okay.
unusual for you.
Yeah. Yeah, Tinker is very, very quiet while you are sharing all of this, because Tinker hasn't seen her family in 2 months, and she hasn't heard Maverick's voice in 2 months, and she didn't realize how hard that would hit her until she started hearing Maverick being Maverick, and like, oh damn, I do really miss my family. So yeah, she's just kind of like absorbing, listening, confused.
God, I kind of wish what Drew and I said was true because you'd be so much more confused.
It still might be.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, Mr. Cryptids, like what the you guys,
Cryptids?
not
We're not some
cryptids.
secret
You're
monsters.
All right.
Mr.'s Cryptic.
I'm
Actually,
continuously
I've already
filling
said
that
here.
wine up.
I've already said here at the table what I said outside, so just to clarify exactly what I said. Tyson and I out of game talked about this because I didn't want to step on his toes in passing along anything here. So we had talked about the fact that Al cannot add anything to this. Was really all that was clarified. So in the same way that we clarified about the ruling thing earlier, I cannot supply anything that isn't from his mind.
Yeah.
And in the same vein of whatever he is telling me is what he believes, but it isn't necessarily true.
Yeah.
It's what
It is
he
his
thinks-
perspective of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what he thinks is true.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and again, not to taint anything ever that comes from me, from him, or from anyone else, right? But it is only as true as what someone shares with me and believes it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And I was saying, imagine like if we're doing these memories, I'm conveying to everything to him, and I lock eyes with Izar, and Izar looks at Jared and he's like, "Tinker, these weren't meant for you." The mind fuck that would be.
terrifying.
I don't know what that meant. It was just so weird that he randomly said
Yeah,
that.
crazy. It's weird. They just like hot stamped that warning right there in this memory, and who knows?
They're like, Tinker, look away. I'd be like, what the fuck? Part of Evelyn's speech is like, everyone look at me. Tinker, stop. Like-
And then you just remember you were there that day, like, I was in the bushes.
Yeah. I mean, after all of that, I'm just like, it's nice. It's nice to finally see it.
And then I actually have one more thing for you. I'm going to pull out my journal, and I would like to make a mimicry check, performance check, with advantage because I'm a Kenku, and guidance because I'm a cleric. I'm going to try to recreate.
You also have inspiration, remember, that has to be used by the day's
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, by the end of the day.
We'll see if I fail.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to recreate. Jared, so I understand correctly, also shared with me the exact wording of the letter that Ella wrote to Jared that requested that Jared come out to join him.
It was more that that's how he interpreted it. It was
Right.
Yes.
But that
yeah,
initial,
yeah.
the initial letter.
Like, this is why this is very important. This is what you believe wholeheartedly, 100%.
Yes.
Whether
this
it is
Yes.
or not,
This is exactly why it came up, is because whether this did or didn't happen, this is what he believes to be true. So
Correct.
I have a script basically of this letter in
You
Ella's
can see.
handwriting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to recreate that letter. as
this
best I
is
can.
your first time, our first time seeing him actually write, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to see if I can recreate
It's
this
impressive.
in Ella's script. I got a nat 20.
Boom!
There you go.
Cool. Oh my goodness.
You can
Cool.
read.
Beautiful. Good job, Al.
She knows what it says.
It's my handwriting.
Look at this. Look at this, guys. See,
Good job.
beautiful.
Ow! When did you learn?
He's not even looking at
Yeah,
the
he's
paper.
not looking at the paper at all. So anyway, Jared had this other thing that he really wanted.
That's my
me to-
handwriting.
Oh.
Yep. That would be my handwriting.
That was, yeah, that was
Mhm,
the letter from
from-
you.
Cool.
So
Cool.
for all of do I want to read this too for
Sure.
the stream?
Yeah.
Cool. So for the letter that Ella wrote to Jared to explain coming out. Hey Mom and Dad, things are going well. I'm headed to Meadowshore to look for adventuring work. I just wanted to say it's going great. Well, that's what I wanted to say. This is a little more difficult than I thought it would be. I wanted to go out and to prove myself just to be worthy of the name Drake, but in case anyone knew of Dad's exploits, I didn't want to get by on our name alone, so I took up an adventuring name. Tinkerton Fayhorn. You know, like the stories Dad always told me about the Hollow Woods. Anyways, I miss you.
Did
I
I
miss you
write
both.
Hollowwoods or did I write Hallowoods?
hollow.
My bad, my bad, my bad.
Anyways, I miss you both a lot. I still want to prove myself, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want you here to see me, to be proud of me. I miss you guys a lot. Again. But I promise next time you see me all have an accomplishment to my name, you'll be proud to say, Tinkerman Payhorn is my daughter. And then I'll proudly wear the name Ella Drake, knowing that I earned it. Love always. Daut Mox Letney. Yeah. So in all parts of this, I think this is just.
Did you read
Up to
that
you.
aloud for us in
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, I'll read it aloud too whenever I actually write it all, as far as like the script
Okay.
through and through. But
Oh
Yeah.
my god, if you read it in Tinker's voice.
I'm gonna
it would have been in my voice.
Okay, in Az's voice.
Yes.
I'm gonna mentally connect with Tinker and be like, "Did you write that letter? It's in your handwriting."
No. But Jared's seen me write before. I've written letters. I've written.
So how the hell did he make it?
He's seen
Your
my
handwriting.
handwriting.
Yeah, but I can look at your handwriting and I can't write it.
But yeah, this is.
Are
this
you
is
having
in-
fun?
This is
Mhm.
Ella's note. Ella's note. And
Ella's-
I'll
Ella's-
make sure I clarify this. This is what Jared thinks Ella wrote, not Tinker.
Damn.
Here you are, sir.
Well, I guess that it's good that I'm still using Tinkerton Fayhorn.
Yep.
I'm good. Don't think there's anything.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to look at?
No, every time we share memories, it just seems to go exactly according to plan.
Really does.
I'm glad you didn't
Mhm.
get hurt in this memory, at least.
Yeah, it's true. I am going to finish my wine glass.
Mm-hmm.
For real this time? Just bringing to fill it up again.
No, I'm gonna keep.
How much of it is left?
I don't know.
We
I'm
are just-
sharing between everybody.
we are tying
I-
one off tonight.
I just
I
keep.
still have
I
my
just keep
almost
going, man.
spilling cup. I just hand to you.
How much does it hold?
A
Is
gallon.
maybe
It's a gallon
No.
of wine.
I thought it was 6.
No, I looked it up.
It
again.
depends
it's
on
only
what
a
the
gallon.
liquid
What
is.
you're because they're like I can get 12 gallons of salt water, 10 gallons of fresh water, so many gallons of ale, so many gallons of mead.
So
it's
it's
like
about
mayonnaise?
a gallon.
Yeah,
a
I can
gallon
get a
of
certain
wine.
amount of mayonnaise. If we ever have a tuna salad sandwich crisis,
We can
I've
fix
got you
that.
covered.
But we only get a gallon.
A
of
gallon
wine.
of wine.
I'm gonna laugh. That's gonna come in battle one time, and I'll be like, "Give me the mayonnaise!" And I'm gonna slather it on the floor.
I tried putting out fire with the mayonnaise, but she wouldn't let me use the mayonnaise.
There's a group that it is Greetings Adventurers that is the podcast I listen to like learn how to play D&D basically, and one of the people plays a monk who is very simple-minded and such a fun little character who is a monk, and they're like they start by just like hiring her to be a part of the group. And she's like, "Oh no, I just take payments and tuna fish sandwiches." And so they have this alchemy jug, and all they do is pay her. They only use it to make mayonnaise, so that they can make her tuna fish sandwiches to pay her.
Well, there's an idea for the use.
Yeah.
Nice.
And just for context of how much wine we have, it is 16 8-ounce glasses.
Damn.
Makes one glass. Or one gallon.
1 gallon.
Yeah.
16 8-ounce. That's a huge glass of wine too.
16 8-ounce glasses.
Damn,
Is one
okay,
full
cool.
gallon.
Yeah,
So
Tinker's gonna finish hers, and if you're offering, she'll finish off yours.
There's a
I don't know if
shimmering-
you heard earlier,
Could
but
make a
my
survival check.
interpretation of you getting so wasted and pouring every sip, like I had just taken a little sip, and you're like, pour,
It's exactly
pour,
what's
and
happening.
it's like spilling over.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
you
no.
need more. You need more.
Hey,
Ah.
go for it. Drink that up.
So I gave her
All
my
of those things are
overfilling
happening.
cup.
Seem to be actually handling it pretty well.
After a night like tonight, to the face.
To the face.
You slammed the shit out of
I'm
my
still
face like
getting
a
drunk,
weapon.
but just handling my drunkenness well. Good.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
It's kind of that like when you have so much to think about.
It's
it-
hard to
it
get
almost it doesn't happen this way, but like,
Warning.
but like you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, where you're not loosey goosey. You're so
Yeah.
like in the moment that it's not.
About what time of day do you think it is?
Yeah.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know.
What about what time of day do you know
No,
it
so
is?
by this time, after you guys have done all of this and had all of these kind of conversations and things like that, you're probably sitting around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening.
My. I'm drunk early.
Well, I mean, you guys started at like
Then
That's fair.
stay drunk.
3. It's like 6. So you've been drinking for 3 hours. Heavily.
I'm gonna stop if wine is running low. I'm gonna stop and keep giving it to Tinker.
I'm sure Z over there has an extra stash somewhere.
Yeah,
Zorda.
maybe.
Zorda.
But I'm also
Yep.
gonna mental connect and be like, I also have more weed if you need.
Did you say out loud about Zorda having more wine?
Yeah.
Is it-
Oh,
So as you mentioned, I'm gonna say, "Thank you for reminding me. I gotta talk to Zorda." And I'm gonna get up from our little circle. I'm gonna go try to find Zorda.
Dang. He is really thirsty.
Yeah. So he goes, or she.
Is she nearby, or is she like?
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean
main deck,
they're
or-
kind of doing their own thing while you guys are talking. They're kind of conversing and laughing. And...
We're all kind of down here on the main level.
Yeah, I can
everyone's up.
move all of these people. To
I
actually-
go back
okay.
to looking out.
You were just flying west.
Why do you
Port
keep
side
looking
east.
out east?
I just want to make sure.
If you notice, when we were leaving the swamp, I was at the front of the boat
I
looking out
know.
east also.
Towards home. Mm-hmm.
They're all just kind of like they're letting Yoster
little more
take
than that,
the
though.
rein, and then these guys are just kind of
Yeah,
chatting.
I'll
Or they.
I'll go scout up there with him real quick. So I'll go back up to the poop deck.
Right
Meet
ahead
crew.
ya.
Yep. And
I'm gonna ditch this just so that it's easy. But
sounds good.
Okay.
We're like, hey, Zorda.
Yeah.
I just
Just
wanted to
kinda
come and check. Actually, we were
everything we've
having a
done
few
is
drinks
out
down
this
way.
below.
So is
One, if any of you guys want to come join us, I'm
as
sure
much missing home as
we'd
he is
be
just
happy for the
reflecting
company.
on
And too, if
everything.
you want to bring any drinks, we have a bit left in our glass. But whatever you guys may want to bring, feel free to bring whatever.
did you
That's,
guys
did you ever think
take
you'd come
the
this far? And wanting to pursue
the
conversation further, but then
2
Drunky's
half
coming
casks
over
of
here
wine that are
offering
in
drugs
the
and
captain's quarters?
Nope, we've not tapped into anything you guys had here, just what we brought ourselves. So if you guys want to open up anything else, I'm sure Bree could be convinced to help you guys crack into some of those.
Yeah, I mean the governess brought that for you specifically.
Oh my gosh, then yeah, we definitely
So,
have some stuff
Yeah,
to do.
you have
tonight.
2 half casks in there. Anything that you guys obviously don't drink.
why are we using our magic
Of
refilling
what?
stuff?
Of what type
Wine.
of?
And this is probably the good stuff, not this cheap magic stuff.
I know I'm sure sailing on the open ocean is a little more attentive needed than sailing in the swamp. But if you guys want to come and join us at any point in time, you
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
should.
And Kelrick will be like, 2 of you guys go on ahead. I'll man the.
Well, before we go, if I might, I've already talked with my compatriots, but I haven't gotten a chance to talk with any of you 3 about last night. I hope that you're all doing okay today, especially after something so intense. I'm just wanted to see how you all are doing.
And they kind of all look to Kelrick to kind of start the conversation, and he will look at you and be like, "Well, we were actually kind of nervous for you. You seem to be fairly exhausted afterwards. Your compatriots, though, seemed to kind of brush it off like it was normal, so we didn't bother asking. But now that you're, Yoster and I were conversing. We've never experienced anything quite like that. Sort of, well, you are who you are. So she kind of kept to herself. Maybe she'll talk to you privately. But the 2 of us, we enjoyed the experience. It seems like some of your party members maybe experienced it a little bit differently than the 2 of us did. But it was warm but distant at the same time. And where there was a cold breeze, both of us kind of exchanged the same type of kind of notes, if you will, that we kind of knew that that's where our beings should stop, if that makes sense.
It makes as much sense as any of the rest of it does. I'm just grateful that you guys came with me to even give it a chance in the first place. By no means did I expect to convert any of you to disciples of the Raven Queen. I just know that this is an individual in my life who has done a lot of good, and I hope that they can ever do any kind of good for any of anybody else, especially people who are actively out here helping us and on our really arduous journey. So thank you guys, and I'm glad at least you two had a good experience to look back on, even if nothing more.
Yeah, no, definitely one of a kind.
And to Zorda, if you ever want to talk about anything that you went through, I would love to. And I hope that if it was something which was uncomfortable, I could help you resolve in some way, because all of this is very new to me. And you're absolutely right. Between the three of my friends who I came here with, I had only attempted this with one of them one time, one-on-one before last night. So the result that we had individually was very different than the result that each of you had independently at the same time. To say this was all a learning experience is a big understatement for me.
Well, we appreciate you you sharing in that learning experience with us. This has been truly a unique experience as a whole, being able to guide you guys as far as we're able to take you. And we're all kind of sorry to see you go. Unfortunately, we got orders, or else we would take you all the way to Strongbank for sure. But we wish you nothing but the best on your guys' journey, and we look forward to hopefully being able to see you guys again. If you're ever needing a captain or anything like that, it sounds like you guys have some goodwill, at least with the governess there, and maybe she'll lend us out. She likes to keep us close, but she obviously thought some mighty fine folks out of you. So
yeah,
we'll take a look. Zorda, why don't you go help with the Cassavale, and Yasser and I'll man the helm. So
cool.
Zorda's like, yeah, no problem. So she'll walk down into the captain's quarters and kind of show you where they are.
Sweet.
And
as we're going down, I'm like, 1 second to the group as I'm like walking by, giving the finger.
Yeah, so you then.
Where's he going?
No clue.
So then you make your way into the captain's quarters, and Zorda, roll a perception check for me.
Still disadvantage.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, and drunk. Wow.
I just remembered something you said earlier.
So that's the worst one.
Wait, I said earlier?
Mm-hmm.
You said perception, sorry, not investigation?
Correct,
You?
perception.
Okay, that's 16.
Maybe we
16.
can go if I'm drunk.
Mm-hmm.
She's colder than normal. Not like, and I don't mean like rude or like just like kind of like there's a wall put up. And yeah, and that's as she's kind of getting she's not closed off. She just looks almost like sheepish, which you haven't necessarily seen from her before.
Sure. I'm just gonna like talk out loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, ooh, I just gotta say again, this captain quarters is awesome. Thank you guys again for sharing with us. Staying in places that aren't mine sometimes remind me how uncomfortable it is to be in spaces that we're not familiar with. And I just have to say thank you guys for helping this vessel be somewhere that is as comfortable as it could be for all of us. And again, I'm truly sorry for the experience yesterday not being something which was as comfortable as I had hoped as your guys' guide that it could have been.
To be quite honest, I think I was a little taken aback with the level of comfortability in the uncomfortableness of that place. I have a past of mine that I'm not particularly open to sharing with most folk, and whomever or whatever that was seemed very interested in my thoughts, and
so you felt it.
Oh, I didn't just feel it. I engaged with it.
Did it engage back?
I mean, she didn't necessarily seem to want me to stop talking.
I think you may have had the most direct experience of any of the people who joined me last night. Nobody else who I've talked with, to my understanding, had any kind of direct conversation, so to speak, with the Raven Queen.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that the experience I had brought about a lot of things that I haven't thought about in years, and there's several reasons I haven't thought about those. And she takes her flask out again and takes a sip. Go ahead and make a perception check on the flask for me.
Okay. With disadvantage. Still doing okay. 16 again.
Damn.
Okay, so you notice that on the cask, or on the flask, excuse me, it says, where is it written? Sorry. Okay, well, I think I know what it is. It says, "Make your family proud," like engraved onto the cask. Flask, son of a gun. And he's like, don't pay any mind. This is Kelrick's, but he knew I was having a bad day and he let me use it. But it's just been a trying journey for me. Now I like you folks fine, but there's some things that it seems like that place, and I don't know how familiar you are. It seems like you know your way around there a fair bit, but the memories that she was after were memories that I, quite frankly, would be happy to not think about again. And
When did she turn Southern?
And I don't know.
I love it. Keep it up.
It's great.
And I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to make another journey back there again. Whoever she is seems to be someone that you are favoring, which is great. But I don't think that it's something that I'm capable of indulging at the moment.
I think that you maybe have it a little backwards, at least as far as how she and I came to connect. But I totally understand why. I didn't seek the Raven Queen. She sought me. I did not. I could not have ever been the one to start that bridge. If you had met me 6 months ago, we couldn't talk. I wouldn't be able to do that. I promise I know what you mean when you say that the past has not been kind to you. And I can completely understand that living in those memories is nightmare-like. But I don't necessarily think that I choose this all the time. I think that this is the only path through having to relive those things that I was given. And it's one that, on one side, I can see how hard it is to live in. And on the exact other side, I can see how much stronger it makes me because of the opportunities it gives me to face those things. And I don't blame you. I think if I was given the choice, I don't think I would have faced the Raven Queen. And I'm very grateful that she didn't give me one.
Now, I'm not a biblical gal by any means, but it's my understanding that we all have a choice. And whether you think you didn't have one or not doesn't really answer the fact that you're doing everything in your power to get closer to her or to investigate these things, right, which is your choice.
Now, in today's world, today's day and life, I absolutely choose to try to pursue that connection with every breath that I can, because it is the only path through those hard times that I know. Otherwise, the life that I lived prior to any of this was one of nothing, day in, day out, and come night rise, I was every bit as awake in the land of my terrors, every night, all night, until this being chose me to come and try to give me any other path forward. I went it, but it called to me. And yes, today and tomorrow and the next day and the one after that, I will continue to choose to follow this power. And I hope that whether it's this or your own devising, or however you find that path through those hard times, I hope you find it. I think we all deserve it.
I hope you find it as well, Hal. I would just ask that you give yourself the credit that doesn't matter where the boat is going. It just matters if you decide to get on. And it sounds like you're on this journey and you're willing to stay on this journey. So whether you want to believe it or not, she might have given you the option, but you took the chance. So I think that's mighty brave of you, and I wish you the best. But some very powerful and dark stuff in there that I would just be careful. But
I
enough of
understand
that.
for sure.
And she before you smacks you on the back and picks up one of the casks, goes, "Get the other one. Let's go."
Oh,
and,
yeah.
God.
yeah.
Can we turn the jungle birds down a little
Yeah.
bit?
Sorry. We'll just put it on.
Okay. I was like, we're in the jungle ocean.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, this. Sorry,
the Joshin.
This is the wrong one actually. So, yeah, but
Yeah.
So-
Cool. I will take that. All in kind of stride here. I was like, oh gosh, someone actually talked with the Raven Queen. What?
Wow.
Yeah, and that is cements to his theory. She can help Jared. She could do it. It's possible. It is a thing. It is a doable thing. Cool. I want to grab the cask and follow her upstairs.
Sure. Yeah. So, so you guys they're both in the captain's quarters. They both left them there. So she comes out first and then kind of holds the door while she's holding the cask for you.
And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
just stumbling around this massive thing I can't carry well. Drop it next to everybody.
Yes! More wine! More wine!
Okay, so I just keep filling.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Do you want some?
We've got a straightforward game plan tonight.
Tinkers?
sure.
getting
Yeah. Let me go
blasted.
give this. And she pulls a flask out again and goes, "Let me go give this back to Kelrick." But yeah, I'll be down.
Oh, that's not yours?
Not this one. She pulls another one. This one.
This one.
Or do they have different stuff in them?
Kelrick has a little bit more money than I do. Sometimes he's nice enough to
Interesting.
share the good stuff. So
Where does he keep it?
it's only it's a good question for him and probably your Raven Queen to know. I don't.
Cheers.
I'm not privy to that.
Is
and
it-
so
I tried for you.
Getting dark.
at this time after you guys again this is just seemingly 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
8 o'clock. It's starting to get dusk now. They've started to the pools are still out and they're still cruising.
I think Tinker is definitely still drinking. But at first she was just trying to drink to feel drunk, and now that she is drunk, she's just drinking to maintain where she's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's just gonna kind of be sitting with her back against the mast.
Okay. So yeah.
Facing which way?
Oh,
I don't know. I
It's
was just
directional,
trying to
right?
decide that.
See, it's a legitimate question.
yeah.
It is.
Probably facing southeast, so towards issue, but more also more forward.
So about where you are lined up
Yeah.
with me. Looking at me, personally,
Yeah,
Tyson.
yeah. And I'm just going to be sitting there. Yeah, I'm just happily drinking my wine, just thinking, deep in thought.
Okay. So as you guys kind of taking a liberty here, have kind of broken away and are doing some reflections, or if you guys want to have some
Oh, I
conversations.
thought we were all just chilling.
Yeah.
Well,
there-
I thought you said you had stepped away to sit down.
No. I mean,
Oh,
if we're
excuse me.
all kind of just hanging out around.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, Tinker's not standing. She is
I understood.
sitting.
I
and-
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Thinking and-
I misunderstood that as you
Yeah.
taking a
No.
step. So, okay. So as you guys are continuing to talk, Zorda comes back down with Kelrick, and Yoster kind of goes to kind of like the front of the boat by himself and is just going to sit and start journaling. Kelric hands a bottle of rum, and Zorda and him are just taking pulls off of it.
Yes, let's freaking go.
And they're like, well, this has been an interesting journey. You guys up for some dinner? Mind if we start making some? Is that all right?
Yeah.
So they, Yoster's just journaling, but the two of them, and you notice when you turn back, they've like rigged the.
You driving the boat again?
Yeah, I am. What is this
Drive the
called?
boat.
The not steering wheel, but
Man.
Yeah. The steering wheel.
Sure.
The helm.
No, there's a name for it, but the steering
navigational-
wheel, huh?
The navigational.
Yeah, there's a name
circle.
for it. But
Little
yes, that.
Little whip.
They've taken a rope and kind of tied it so that it just stays in a specific straight
Damn.
path.
Autopilot.
Yeah.
The helm.
Huh?
The helm is the ship's wheel.
Oh, awesome! Great job.
Or
Thank
the
you.
boat steering wheel.
We're
Boat
all
steering
winners here.
wheel.
But so they start getting dinner ready, which is a variety of different seafood. You have eel, you have shark, you have some other various fish. They also have some like potatoes and some seemingly fresh vegetables.
Does Tinker like potatoes?
No.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, for those of you that don't know,
It's a character.
Tinker
Yeah.
in real life doesn't
As,
like
as
potatoes.
a character choice, no potato.
So, but they make like a nice little spread for you guys. Continue to drink, and Zorda and Kelric begin to like kind of laugh and joke, and you see for the first time, although Zorda has been very chummy with Kelric, her demeanor has kind of shifted now that she's kind of gotten to know you, and you can see kind of the harder exterior of her begin to kind of like fade away slightly. Still rugged and like definitely has been through something, but what that is seems to be a little bit less on her mind. And they begin to laugh, and a couple of them start telling stories about trips that they've been on where like some really funny stories, some sad ones. Zorda explains and pulls out her dagger again about winning this from one of the people that they had taken on a journey with. So, yeah. The night is yours to do what you will. They will be playing Liar's Dice again if you guys so choose to be a part of that. If not, obviously the night is up to you.
I'm gonna ask Kelric. I'm gonna say, Kelric, I think you had some pretty famous stories that we were told we would hear at least one of, right?
Well, I've been up and down this coast from one end to another, and I honestly can say I think my favorite story is that of you.
What? Really?
Just in the sense that I don't know if I've ever seen a band of adventurers as so unbelievably goofy and different, but at the same time have each other's backs and are one and the same with a purpose that is unbeknownst to me and might even be unbeknownst to all of you. But in that, I find that extremely beautiful. Now, with that being said, in my earlier days when I wasn't necessarily a captain and had the responsibilities I do now, get a little randy in some of the ports, and it was a good time, but don't like to talk about that much anymore. So I'm sure you guys have many stories.
I have a lot of places I want to go.
Yeah, like where? Maybe I can tell you something about them.
Well, when we were at Gomaldor before we came down here. I knew there were a lot of places more north of that which we want to go to. I've never been to the Hollow Woods, so I think it'd be cool to see. Obviously, one of our party members has been trained there, has been around there before, and
Now, which one of you have?
He's been trained there.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've been in the Hollowwoods. Hollowwoods.
Really?
I think most interestingly, though, have you ever seen Black Mountains?
Well, there's. I really need a map. Yes, there are the Black Mountains just outside of. Well, not just outside of. They're practically built into in Strongbank. They are the
Rocky Highlands.
Sawtooth Mountains.
Copy. I do know where that's at on the map specifically. Actually, thank you.
Yes. And actually, I mean the Rocky Highlands are the black ones. The Sawtooth Mountains are a little bit northern from there, and they run into the Rocky Highlands. Those mountains, the Sawtooth Mountains are taller and a little bit more jagged, but the Rocky Highlands are more majestic in size, if you will. And what I mean by that out of game is, so like if you take like the Himalayas in real life,
Mm-hmm.
Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. It's amazing, but it's also among a lot of other smaller peaks.
Mm-hmm.
So it stands more prominent.
Yeah.
The Rocky Highlands are kind of like that, except they're like almost specifically placed to appear that way.
Almost like a forced perspective.
Kind of. Yeah.
Cool.
So they're also
forest
extremely
perspective?
dark,
Mountains.
as well
Oh,
as
mountain
the
perspective.
land around them appears to have almost been scorched
Oh.
by. There's kind of a
Like dragons.
even before that. This continent that you guys are on is known to be the last playground of the gods, and by playground, more of a battleground. So it is said that when the gods were dividing up the plains, one of the last touches was the Rocky Highlands, and actually the place that they are going to be dropping you off at. The grasslands that kind of butt up against the Rocky Mountains have a very gray demeanor. It's green, but it's just kind of like it's a shadowy of gray. If you think of like the English Isles or like that type
Yeah.
of like highland, it's very much like that, but gray. It's a very beautiful place, very peaceful for the most part, but always has kind of like an air of mystery and wonder that, to be honest, it's always kind of creeped me out a little bit. Which is kind of ironic because Strongbank is a place of knowledge and surrounded by vibrant red trees that look just like they came out of the Feywild. And then directly next to it is, I mean, not to sound verbacious, but almost like the Shadowfell has touched down there.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know how much you know about the plains, but it is said that there are portions of our world that are thinner, if you will, to other plains.
Right.
The Rocky Highlands is a place known for being close to the Feywild and the Shadowfell in terms of transporting between planes tends to be a little bit easier, I guess. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you very much. I have not been very many places. So in reading about things, seeing things, or otherwise, it's always cool to hear about them from people who have been there. So
yeah, no, I've been a lot of not so much landlocked places, but seen a lot of cool things. And if you're ever if you ever have some downtime, I'd love to get a letter from you. I'll be in Corbank. Please send me a letter. I'd love to hear about all the adventures you guys have gone on, and heck, maybe I'll get some time away and be able to go with you.
Are you
Yes.
originally from Corbank?
Do we want Kelly? Do we?
I am from Swordbreak originally. You don't. Jared probably does. You probably have seen it on a map though. It's more northeast of than Meadow Shore.
Just east of Westerfield, northwest-ish of Islesbury.
Correct. So like
So
where
up
you
around
started,
the
it's like
top
up in
spot.
that like inlet on the map.
The Weasel
It's like over there. Yeah.
So we started here. So up here.
So you've been all over this continent.
Yep, very a couple times gone
So you-
down to some other continents, but
I imagine
for
you've
the
been to
most
Shadow Court then,
part.
or nearish.
In my early days, yeah, doing a lot of transportation. I think they've got, if I remember correctly, hasn't come out of there for years, but they have a very particular sort of mineral or rock that a lot of wealthy folk like. Has something to do with almost a magical essence or something.
Oh yeah, that's. I
You know exactly what it is.
And what
That's
that's what you're gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. So that's from there.
What's the name?
That's a great
Oh,
question.
it's
Jared's gonna say it out loud.
Yeah. Well, it's in my notes.
Obsidian.
That
No.
thing that we can agree that it
That
totally
thing
is.
that
The
let's just
thing
let's
that I
just
think
go,
that I know that they
Animal
know.
Crossing that.
Yeah. I'll text it to you.
All right.
And then I'll say it.
The
in next
convenient
stream.
plot device here.
No, it's yeah.
Insert proper name
but
here.
To describe it for you because I can't remember the name of what I wrote down. But it's to mention like Critical Role. It's like the Whitestone of Whitestone, but it's like a Shadow Court-esque place.
The Shadowstone.
Quartz.
Yeah. If this was comparable to something which already been
That
created.
would be good.
which
which
has
is
already
not.
been done, but it's not. It's like that.
Yes. Strictly for comparative purposes.
Yeah.
If you haven't given it a name, Shadow Quartz is actually
Shadow
pretty
Quartz.
good.
No,
Like-
it might. I need to look at my notes.
The
I can't
Shadow
remember what it
Quartz
is.
of
Where's
Shadow
your
Quartz.
favorite place you've ever been?
You know, I like Corbank. To be honest, I think that it's
The audible disgust.
now. I get it. A lot of people don't like it, but I think that it has a lot that people take for granted. In the sense of it's got a lot of mystery, it's got a lot of excitement, and for someone who's traveled as much as I have, I'm constantly looking for that. But at the same time, the people that make up Corbank are good and kind and fair for the most part. So I think as long as you hang around the right people in Corbank, you'll always have something to do. You always, you never know quite what's around the next corner. But for the most part, if you stay on the straight and narrow, you'll be all right.
Zorda, where are you originally from?
Oh, I am from.
Oh my God.
Let's just dive face first into trauma.
Dissipated.
I am.
That was so
from
disappointing.
Alderdine, which is
Just northwest of where we're going.
is more of kind of a cold desert, if you will,
So,
on the.
Have you
West
been all
side.
over?
Not as much as Kelrick,
Mm.
but I've been in a few places. Sure, I've been kicked around enough to know sometimes it's better to leave, and when you find a good spot, you stay. And Corbank's been that for me. And Kelrick he's looked after me, and for some fucking reason, we're now looking after Yoster. But I give him a hard time, but he's all right. And you can get the sense that she's a little drunk by this point, or else she probably wouldn't have said that. So. But where are all you guys from? Enough talking about us.
No, like I just said, we're from Shadow Court.
Yeah, you. It's interesting. How? I don't mean to be rude here, but you guys don't look alike.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
It takes two, and there's another person in the story.
No.
It's like a milkman
No,
thing.
no,
or-
yeah. Maybe like adoption, you know.
Oh, hey, good for you. Good for you. You should, that's a kind thing.
I'm
That's,
so sorry, Jared. You're a human, so she's not even a half. That's not how this works.
God, you've had a lot to drink.
I would like some more to drink,
I'm
please.
the crazy one.
What about the two of you? I think you had mentioned that you're from Corbank, right?
Something like that. I'm from
I don't want to talk
Saxondale and Corbank.
Okay.
It's really satisfying.
All right. And
Except for
you?
that.
Yes.
I'm from a
Mm.
not this continent.
Oh.
Down from a place called Grassy Knoll. It's real small.
What is there any cities near there? Maybe some port towns that we'd know?
What
Do you
are the
want me
ones
to tell you?
around? Yeah.
Grassy Hill.
There's a couple that I can tell you. Give me 1 second.
I'm thinking of a couple other than just the one.
Depending on their answers, I
Yeah.
have questions.
What the heck? Somehow my map has turned blue.
How
But
new?
there's Doveport,
Oh, Doveport.
Scangard.
Oh, yeah, Scangard.
That sounds like an insult. Heckin' Skangard.
You're a
Nolgag.
No,
wow,
what?
this is a
Nolgag.
continent of insults.
Nolgag.
Nolgag.
Yeah,
Hey,
no.
Interesting.
Or Scangard is the super big one.
So yeah, yeah.
Doveport is the port town on the very tip of the continent as you leave, and
Of
then
course, exactly.
Nolgag is the same type of, like, it's on the other side of the inlet off to the left.
There's got to be a joke there.
You might have to
Nolgag?
visit and
There's sure, yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
big imports of shadow quartz. for sure.
Nolgag. We ever tell you about our no hole experience?
Okay.
God.
And
yeah.
yeah, Green Hills down there, and
Yeah, I've
Guard, and Davenport.
You gotta pay the
Davenport.
toll.
old
say?
toll.
style
What
couch.
did you say?
Doveport.
That one, Davenport.
Yeah, I've been to Doveport and Scangard
Nice.
on a couple trips.
Nice. Yeah, those are pretty great places.
Yeah, crossing open water can get a little boring.
So you've
Yeah.
been to the continent that Bree is from.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys? Did you hear anything like?
Kelric has. Zorda has not.
Have you heard anything like
How?
seedy going on when you were there?
Yeah. When was the last time you were there?
Honestly, don't know
Years
why
and
I
years
said this
ago.
for.
I mean, heck,
But,
Sure.
over 50 years ago.
50 years ago.
Over.
What
yeah.
about Strongbank? When was the last time you were at Strongbank?
Trying to see what emotions. match
Oh,
which elements.
Strongbank's been a little bit less,
That
maybe,
stuff is weird.
I don't know, maybe 8-10 years ago. I think we
Cool.
took a trip
I
out
was
there.
like, you could say 40, and it's a little bit less than the other one.
Yeah,
so.
like I'm like,
8 to 10 probably.
Okay.
Maybe 7, but yeah.
Does the name Atticus Vale ring any bells to you?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Is Nicholas's father? The group here, right? We saw news clippings of
can you?
Atticus Vale in Strongbank being associated with some kind of like unrest or like criminal
yeah.
activity. And knowing that it is Nicholas's father, was something that I have an interest in trying to resolve. So I'm curious.
Can you edit a light bulb over
Yeah,
your
I-
face?
yeah,
and
for
just
sure.
send- oh!
Personally, no. Based off the role that both of them. Zorda goes, I think I read something in like a paper or something, but I couldn't tell you anything more than I just saw his name.
Understand. That's all I've seen about him too. Is in the paper. I feel like I saw the name, and he shares a last name with Nicholas from Corbank.
Oh yeah, that priest that he prays to that nature god, right? He went missing, right?
Yeah.
Not no more.
No.
Oh, they found him?
You're
We
welcome.
found
That's
him.
why we're on this boat.
You
Shit.
found him.
Ooh.
Where the heck was he?
He was in a really dirty, just bleh house that was apparently a Yuan-Ti lizard things like
That was
secret,
like 4
secret.
blocks away from the governor's mansion.
Yeah.
Secret. It's no
Inside
one
check.
knows. That's 100%
Yeah,
true.
we're not lying.
They both rolled 16s on the dice.
Well, can I roll like a persuasion?
Sure. I mean, they can. I mean, I know you're not lying, but they're definitely
Natural
looking
20 plus 6.
Okay.
I am very persuasive.
Let's
yeah.
go.
So they're like, wait, Yanti? No, that can't be right. They don't.
Ask
they
your
don't exist."
governess
Ow.
when you get back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll wait.
Jordan's like, not again, not again.
For Kelric, I will show
Sure.
Kelric literally us walking in. So I'll give him my perspective, literally walking into the place. Like they don't know that I looked like a Yuan-Ti at the time.
Yeah.
So I walk in, see all of them, walk to the little kitchenette, see Nicholas just getting his ass beat by an aberrant.
You
and
see
then-
Tinker run in and get shit on.
Wow. This is from your perspective.
I got you. They got me.
Well, they seem to be a lot more docile to
Hold
your
on.
kind.
You
Then-
appear. You're 2 inches taller, Al, right?
Yeah.
So I reach above his head, pick up a hat that wasn't there, and set it back down on his head.
Or it
And
goes, damn heightists.
And then
I
I
hate that they like tall people.
put the hat
I
back
mean,
on.
man, us little folk need to stay together. Who cares how tall you are?
I'll put the hat back
Exactly.
on, and I will
Exactly.
Oh no.
turn into
Exactly.
Oh
turn into a Yuan-Ti. Like the pure blood.
What the? And they both like get back and
Yeah.
no,
like,
no,
hat off.
it's his. It.
It's still Al, and I like touch him.
Yep. Hat off, and then I'm 4'8", and then hat on, and I'm 4'10".
The 2 inches thing. That's it.
he does know he doesn't need to do that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Is a confidence thing.
And Zorda, now definitely being drunk, being, I like it.
Zorda just kind of looked at you like, and then put the hat back on. Oh.
It makes a difference.
He's a heightist too.
Yeah.
See, this is why the heightism.
So wait a minute. You all. Wait. Okay. Hold on. Let me get this straight here. Might be the room talking. You busted into this house.
Uh-huh.
Dressed up as a Yuan-Ti.
Yep, that's the
Yeah.
old
She was
strategy.
she was invisible
Yeah, I was there.
behind
I
him,
just was like, boop, boop, boop.
Works
But,
so
like-
and we
well
were
every time.
outside,
Invisible.
and
Can't wait
then
to see how many more
and
times you
then
use it.
he was
So many more
like,
times.
Roger, Nicholas is here.
Wait.
and
Hold on. Yoster, you're gonna have to come over here and hear this. I know you're journaling about your lady or whatever, but you can wait on that. So Yoster's gonna come over and be like, oh, stories? Yeah.
Your tea house. We first off, rewind a little bit.
I'll catch him up.
And
What?
then,
What? No!
And that's when
then,
shit hits the fan.
and then replay the last 10 seconds that he didn't see.
So
Putting the hat on and off.
you know,
Oh,
they were
wait,
like,
okay.
"Hello, Roger. Target acquired. We have found the priest." And I was like, "How far in is it?" And they were like, "I don't know, maybe this many feet." And I was like, "I can run quickly." And so I was like, "I got this." And I ran in and I tried to grab Nicholas, and then Big Boy was like, and then I was like, and then Nicholas helped me, and then he came in and was like, "You're an idiot." And then Big
Jared
Guy was
is
like,
clearly exasperated
and-
right now.
and then we all were like, and then we all went outside and we're like,
Do you need a bucket?
no, we
Strategy
were
that's
like,
tried and failed as much as the null strategy has tried and succeeded.
oh, maybe we should go back in. And then we tried to go back in and we're like, oh, shit, they left. But then governess lady was like, no, gods. We're like, beep, boop, beep, boop, come with us. And then they were like, "Blah," and then governess lady was like, you're good, but like, shh.
And here's my private boat, and here you are.
And free bath.
But everyone still knows around town anyway.
Yeah. We
Oh
kinda,
yeah,
we
we
kind of
weren't supposed to
spread
tell
that.
you guys about the
Yeah,
Yuan-Ti.
yeah, we definitely spread that word hard.
I mean,
Don't
I
go
mean,
spreading that.
I mean, when
Retcon that. We didn't spread shit. It was
When-
already spread when we talked to people
when-
about it.
no, but I mean when the
What?
They
fight
knew. They
when,
knew.
when the fight was happening, I definitely stuck my head out and I was like, "Help!" And then that absolutely happened.
Okay, Killer, can you settle it like
Oh, for
if,
the love of
if you
God.
were in a bar, right, or if you were walking past a bar and
Yeah.
you heard a tenant from inside the bar poke their head out and scream for help, would you stop and help them?
Or would you go,
Because no one came to help us.
Dude, it took so fucking long for anyone to show up.
Zorda's gonna answer. What do they look like?
wow.
Gives you a high five.
Ah, it looks like me.
Rich.
Oh,
I did not look rich at that point. I looked like I was on the verge of death.
Sounded rich.
What do they look like? Me, sort of.
Would I help him?
Calric's gonna be like, yes.
Yeah, well then you're better than most of the people in Strongbank apparently, because they were all like,
Yeah, thank you. Why couldn't we have bumped into you the other night?
Yeah.
God, that was like what, 3 nights ago?
That's insane.
4 nights?
Wow.
Saved Nicholas less than a week ago.
Damn.
God, feels like months.
Yeah.
It does. Well, maybe weeks.
No.
Months.
No.
Feels like last year.
It does feel like that.
Huh. Well,
It's 2025 now, people.
you must just not have been around the best time because
No, it was
Core
in the
Bank
middle of
is
the night.
filled
Well,
with a lot of great
To be
people.
fair, the house did look like a dilapidated
I love that dinosaur.
piece of poo. So people probably didn't realize that it was like a real house. That they were just like, ugh. You know that house on the block that you always pass that you're like, that's creepy. Somebody
You walk a
weird
little
lives
bit
there.
faster, it's like,
Yeah.
ghosts.
It was that
the-
house.
That's the house with the scary homeless guy. And
Yeah.
now he's screaming for help. I ain't going there.
Yep, exactly.
Well, can you blame the people then?
But if someone
Yeah, a
was
little
like,
bit. Help!
Help.
Help!
Just
Yoster
realized,
kind of like, well, I think they should have helped him.
I agree,
Yeah!
Master, I think you're a good man.
Thank you, Tinker.
You're
you
welcome.
are a great and maybe a little drunk
Very.
lady.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
What's
I didn't
wrong
say
with that?
earlier, thank you very much for setting up the rigging. This was very cool.
Yeah, that's all Yoster's ideas. What Kelrick says. Yoster goes, I can't take all the credit. I just saw what you were doing and figured, maybe we could help.
Seems like he had a good reason for going up in your bed. Ow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't cause you any problem.
Didn't
He
rustle any
apologizes
feathers.
more than Jaredad does.
Wow. Well played.
Thank you.
My hammock's still up there, so we're all good.
About that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yoster.
Shit was about to go down.
Zorda, did I do it right? And Zorda's on the ground laughing like, you did, buddy.
Oh, that's the sarcasm thing.
Mhm, yes, we're still working on
Gotcha.
sarcasm.
Gotcha.
No,
That
that
was-
wasn't sarcasm.
that
That was a
is-
joke.
Cue laughter.
Aha!
Yoster's so confused.
Yeah, we're
Wait,
working
so
on that.
does that just work with anything? You tell him anything?
No, he still has to choose to do
Cue
it.
screaming.
I will start doing like the wailing of like the kids on the way to
Jesus Christ!
Okay, stop screaming! Stop screaming! Stop screaming!
Imagine Al just opens his mouth and it's like 10 different screams.
He dug deep for that one.
kids like
Keller's gonna be like, well, that's probably enough out of me. So, you guys, have at it, keep drinking. have
Wait, you're
fun.
not playing the dice game?
He makes octopus noises too.
yeah, we do that. We do that.
I can sit and maybe play a hand, but I'm gonna.
What? Wait though. I heard we were wagering stuff.
Oh, you've been talking to Zorda.
What?
She's the gambling gal around here.
You want to play?
I am
All right, Zorda,
not in
Clean
in
up.
the mood.
and
Some stuff I want.
he goes, "Oh, I plan to."
Clean up.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to bet.
I do.
I'll bet if someone wants to hand me dice.
Wait, don't you have your bed, Al?
No.
I need somewhere to sleep tonight.
Sorta.
What'd you have in mind? What's
How
the
much
wager?
is your thingy worth?
I don't know. I won it off someone.
I
What
know,
do you
but
think
what's
it's
your
worth?
guess?
She hands it to you.
Okay, all my expertise on valuation of things.
Go ahead and make a investigation check on it.
God, that ring would be nice for liar's dice, wouldn't it?
That would be cool.
I
Okay,
asked her for
I
it, and
have,
she said no.
If
I
you're touching
have
people, then you gotta be like,
advantage
"Tell me
with
how
eyes
many
and
how many
minute
sixes?"
minute
Minute.
minute
Minute.
scene.
She got half of it right this time.
Yeah. I do want to say if gambling is starting, Tinker does want to have a conversation with either with everyone there or with Jared. Kind of stepped away.
Cool.
Okay. Why don't you guys do that now? And then
Yeah.
we
Okay.
can
Do that,
do
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Where are
guys
they
are
dicing up?
stepping-
Are they up
Yeah,
top?
if you guys are setting up dice, I think I'm not. Tinker isn't wanting to gamble,
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I'll
you-
kind of down
and
back
then
and
we'll
ask.
Going
we'll
back
jump
up there
into- Are you?
for
I think
dice?
they're
Is-
gambling.
Is
Okay.
Yoster joining us?
Okay, cool.
Yasser's just sitting and watching.
I'll
Excellent.
go
Damn
look
it,
out
Yoster's
east
gonna
again.
pull at me.
Look at the
Then,
stars
I'll play.
reflecting on the
I'll
sea.
play.
See if I
Otherwise,
recognize
it'll just
any
be
of them.
these two betting against each other, and
Yeah.
that doesn't seem like that'd be fair. So I will be an Asian chaos.
Okay, so we'll touch up with this.
I got
but
my
this-
rolls.
Hey, what
Yeah.
constellations do I know?
The ones I sent you.
You never sent me
Okay, well, let me find them.
any.
The
Really?
bow should still be visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bow.
Portland's bow.
Is that one I would know?
So there's the bear. There's the hammer. That's visible here.
Is this just what they're called too, like the bear and the hammer?
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
cool.
so the bear literally is a bear that's like half like polymorphing into a bear, kind of like, and like
Ooh, like a
it
druid
just
bear.
it just kind of the bottom part of the bear just kind of like goes into like just a cluster of stars, but the
Oh,
out
okay.
is
Okay.
like- what?
I imagine top half bear, bottom half human feet.
No. It's like a bear like lunging forward
Like
and then
out
the,
of a portal.
Got
Yeah,
it. Got
yeah,
it.
exactly.
That makes more
It's
sense.
bear man.
And then you see the hammer, which resembles a large hammer.
What?
The hammer is said to
Get
belong
out.
to Morden,
Naming is
which
Fantastic.
is the god, lawful good god of the dwarves, also known as the Soul Forger. Morden is sometimes talked about as the complete creator of everything. The elves, even the like anything. And then when he messed up on all the races, he created a race in his own vision, which was the dwarves.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
his image, but taller.
We're way better.
You see
Literally.
Corallin's bow, which you guys have
Mhm.
seen before, and you also see like adjacent, and because this is you're now on like the ocean, you can really see this expanse. You see the daggered spider, which I don't know if I've told you guys before. No.
No.
Like a
Okay.
spider
No.
being daggered, or like a spider with daggers?
No,
Eight
so
daggers.
It's got
for
8 daggers. Yeah.
The
So-
dagger
We're on the
bow
same
is-
wavelength.
the daggered spider represents the queen of spiders, or Lolth
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
Lolth being the main god of the Drow, another
Yeah.
dark elven kin. But the constellation looks like a spider, but on the back of it is kind of a dagger that's kind of like the Black Widows have their like
Yeah.
markings. On the back of it is this like
These are
Oh, that's less terrifying.
intricate
I was
constellations.
gonna
Yes.
say I wish I could see
These
this.
are
this
these
night
take
sky.
up like a quarter of the sky. Like these are fucking.
these are massive, but these
Oh.
are all like god
Yeah.
ones. And then there's one more, which I think you guys will have to roll to see if you know.
History.
Yep.
Ooh.
25.
Okay.
A, B, C, D. There's H. 17.
You definitely know this. In your like travels with the military, you've heard somebody talk about this, but you didn't really pay too much attention to it. It's called the elixir from the gods, and Tinker, you'll know this.
The Milky Way.
It is rumored that the creator of the first ever healing potion was a planewalker who learned the power of healing from the greater deities. A lot of the ones that we had just named previously in the constellations, like Morden and all of that. Instead of keeping the secrets he had learned for himself, he spent his life traveling the material plane, spreading the knowledge to better his fellow man. The gods recognized this good nature intentions and offered him to make him immortal. The man politely declined, explaining that he hoped to live a full and long life, but feared that if granted immortality, he would grow unappreciative of the gift that he was able to share. Respecting the man's wishes, the gods instead immortalized the man's gift of healing by creating potions of healing in the stars to commemorate his abilities as well as his generosity.
He was reincarnated.
It's
He was
not Theo.
reincarnated.
It's not Theo. It's
Alrighty.
Are you sure?
Those are the constellations, if that's enough for
I
you.
hate that
That works.
constellation.
I love that one.
works. He's like,
It's
well,
like-
that's not really what I was hoping for.
It's Prometheus if the gods didn't fucking hate him.
yeah.
No, it's Theo.
His name's Theo. We've met him. We can stop beating around the bush.
So that's
All right, cool.
those are the constellations.
Well, I'm looking at the stars.
Mhm. Very drunkenly, Tinker's just gonna kind of like walk up next to him. Yesterday, you said that if you were to sign a contract like the one that I signed, you would have been signing it for the wrong reasons. Do you think I signed it for the wrong reason?
Well, hello to you too, Ella. No, you signed it for the right reasons.
Then what is the wrong reason? Like why would you? How would your reasoning be any different from mine? Your reason would be to help protect people and save people, I'm assuming. And that's what I was doing too.
Well, my only reason is that
If a contract with your name was placed in front of you to have a backup plan when there were so many times that you wished you had a backup plan, you wouldn't sign it. Or if you were to sign it, it would have been for the wrong reason.
oh, I would have signed it. I wish every day I had signed it because
Well,
you...
it had my name on it, so it wasn't meant for you.
Oh, weird. You have so much more to live for than I do. Your life is worth so much more than mine. I would do anything to make sure that you guys can keep going longer. I've done my time compared to
I
you
would do
guys.
anything to make sure that we can keep going on. If I hadn't signed this contract and something happened along the way, Al would lose all of his progress.
Yeah, and if I had signed it and he got to keep his, I would just blacken my soul a little more so that my friends and my daughter could live a happy life.
Because you're more capable than me?
No. Like I said, I've already chipped away at myself.
Do you think I would want to see you chipping away at yourself? The same reason you don't want me to be chipping away at myself, that I don't want anyone else to be chipping away at themselves. So you can't be angry at me for doing something for the exact same reason you would be doing it.
I'm not.
It was a chance for a backup plan. Because if we had a backup plan in Meadowshore, and it was like, you know what? Okay, even if you do get blamed for the king's murder, we did have a backup plan. It was go find the botanist. Great, that's the backup plan. It's already red? God damn.
Sorry.
But if you had there was backup plan for there. Great, we took it. We are on the way to find the botanist. If we had a backup plan in Raylan, maybe we wouldn't have had to run out of there. If we had a backup plan in the North Hole where I almost died, a backup plan for the elemental, the backup plan for the dragon, the backup plan for Gormodur not going great, for a backup plan for when I failed the harpies, for when I ran into the Yuan-Ti, backup plan for... I would have taken a backup plan for any of those. And the chance I finally had to sign a backup plan, you're disappointed that I did it.
I'm not disappointed that you did it. I'm disappointed that I didn't.
Okay, let's say you did. I would be saying the same things to you. Why would you do this? Why do you think you deserve this? It's not you have
Why
you
do
have
why
more.
do I deserve this? I don't feel like I deserve any of the happiness I've been given. I don't understand why I've been given such a wonderful wife, a wonderful child, a happy life. I don't deserve any of this after all I've done in the military, in my life, everything I've done under.
Okay, but you left the military behind because you're like, you know what? Nope, I am worth more than what this is doing to me. You started to turn your things around. If you say I have so much more to live for, then I will do it. Just this first step has to happen. Maybe. We don't even know. How you can't even be angry at me yet. None of it has happened.
I have told you so many times in this conversation, I am not angry with you. I am angry with myself. I'm upset with myself. My inabilities, my slowness, my not thinking about things, not being as good as you.
You think I'm good at things?
Oh my God, you are the reason I can move forward. You realize how important you are to this group?
Pause. Would you be saying this to someone if I was just your adventuring companion, not your daughter? If you were just my friend I met out here, separate the whole family daughter thing. Would you be saying this to me no matter what?
You want to take just these last few months?
Yes.
Okay.
Just these last few months of who you've seen me be and what I have done, because all I have seen,
of course.
hypothetically, if I wasn't
Yeah.
your daughter, if you were to take all of that and say, oh yes, but she also has almost died on several accounts and has gotten us into so many shitty situations and has like been kind of a priss most of the time, especially in the swamp, and like that is not someone who I think you're talking about.
Have you ever heard the phrase "darkest at the base of the lighthouse"? Because
Yeah, you said it back in.
do not see the growth that you have had in just these 2 months that I've seen you. Bree, Al, and I think I can confidently say, in fact, I will say it about me, but I'm confident it applies to them too. Do you know why we can go into these battles we do? Do you know why I run headlong into these fights?
Because I ran in first. And you're like, God damn it.
Because I know you'll have my back. You might run first, but when I get there, I know you can protect me. Your arrows. Did you see what you did to the alligator out there?
Okay, but also, then how come when you were today with the dracons or whatever the fuck they were, you were like, I'm going to scare this thing and then make sure it can't get closer to me because you were afraid of me not being able to handle my own shit.
No, I put myself in between us because, again, I know you have my back. I can run headlong into danger because I know that there's going to be an arrow passing right by my ear and into the opponent's face, protecting me every step of the way.
When is the time I've saved your ass?
We would not have gone.
When is the time I saved your ass?
We've.
Oh, let's see. When have you saved my ass? The Knowles Cave. Oh, with the water elemental. Oh, in the drow with the drow at Gulmuldur. Al had to save my ass, and Nicholas had to save my ass with the Yuan-Ti. I think there have been way more chances for you to save my ass than me to save yours.
I'm not completely denying that. I have saved you, and I've saved Bree, and I've saved Al, and conversely, each of them. Did you see Bree yesterday? Today?
That was. I don't know where that came from.
No, I don't either. It was insane.
It was great, but I mean,
and look,
I tried to do that, and then I run in, and I'm like, like it doesn't go well.
Yeah,
everything is so easy for people.
No. Up until today, she has been hiding in the back, doing these long range things, and to a degree, working. But then she just got up front and realized what she is best at. Whenever you go up front, you struggle. You do it, but you struggle. Whenever you're in back, watching our backs, you destroy absolutely everything. Like the crocodile, you didn't even look. You were just like...
Yeah, but that was magic. That wasn't me.
Strong
Okay,
magic.
the fact that you
God
can do
damn.
that magic,
You got something to say?
Talking shit.
I can't do that magic with my spear. God, I wish I could. I've missed so many times. Have you seen me try long range? That is where you excel and beat me every step of the way. The arrows we did, you absolutely
I love
destroyed.
you raising your hand. Sorry.
I need to call back to, because it's a great example. You and Gumbledore with the crossbow, because that moment lives rent free. That critical failure on that
What?
crossbow lives
Oh, and it
in my
bounces
brain.
off.
So we were fighting a lot of crazy things. We were all on rooftops. I didn't have my super cool spear at the time, so I'm just crossbow trying to hit things. I'm so fucking frustrated. I slam the crossbow on the thing. It launches,
The bolt
shoots the
launches.
bolt, and the bolt finally hits the thing to kill the guy. I'm like,
Oh, it was so
are
funny.
you serious?
It was so funny.
I can't long range.
You
And-
can't even work it.
That is where you beat every one of us, every step of the. Turn around, look at that archery target. You've destroyed that centerpiece time and time again. You are incredible. If you just step back and take a look at things, and I know you got upset at me with this last time, but please don't. Please just
Oh god.
think. If you stay calm,
Don't even finish it. Stop. Stop right there. Nope.
if you do that, you are incredible. You have never failed.
So good. You love this. Oh God.
If you notice that it's off, let me know.
Yeah.
And
I
I will
know.
just start talking until I'll just borrow someone
There's
else's.
an extra mic over there.
I don't want to add a mic because
That's
that's when it
what
got
I
echoey.
That's what I gave it to.
I don't want to add one because it gets echoey. So
I understand.
Sorry.
no, you're good.
You might not want to hear it, but you are incredible when you do the things you are best at. The things that you aren't good at, practice them. Keep doing it until you're great. But the things that
I
you
do
are
keep
great,
trying to do it,
you
and it doesn't work every single time. I see you go in and you be great, and I see Al go in and
Okay.
him be great,
No.
and it's so easy for you guys to go in.
I
try, and I fall flat on my ass every single time.
every day in the military, we would practice sword fight. We would practice on each other, get better. I didn't practice by taking a sword and going up against and stabbing people. I would have died if I went in without practicing.
So okay.
We practiced on each other.
If you want to get better at this close quarters combat, I will train you. You and I can go at it. You can take out all your frustrations on me. And we can do that till you're perfect at it. And then we can do it till you can go close range combat as much as you want. But for now, you are saving all of our lives by staying back and just destroying them from a distance. Watching our backs, keeping an eye on the situation. That crow nest that you slept in last night, that I think is more suited for you than Al. You have the perfect view of absolutely everything. You can tell us where to go. You are going to be an incredible leader once you get yourself figured out. You don't see the potential in yourself. It is crazy. Ask tomorrow when Bree is not intoxicated and Al is more Al.
Yeah, we're gambling tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Ask them their honest opinion. Al will give you a straightforward answer. Just ask him what he thinks of your potential to be a leader, and I bet anything, he will tell you how incredible you can be.
So I just have to try harder
Do better.
and do better
Mm-hmm,
at the things that I'm not
No,
doing right
you don't
now.
need to try harder, and you don't need to do better. You need to keep doing, and you will get better.
Okay,
And you need
but
a
the keep
banner.
doing is what you're telling me not to do. You're telling me to stop doing the things I have been doing. So that's
Very true.
like I don't.
Very
You're saying
contradictory.
stop trying to save your friend's soul. Stop running in trying to protect us. Like do the things you haven't been doing, and then you'll be great.
Keep doing the things that you are good at. Keep practicing the things that you're bad at.
I'll just try hard. Okay. That, I mean, if what I'm doing right now with my best isn't good enough, then I'll just keep trying.
Keep practicing. You will get better.
Is practicing not just trying?
No,
Multiple
it's not.
times.
Okay. Think
If
back.
at first you don't succeed, try again. Isn't that not practicing? Practicing is trying. So I'll try.
Think back to the
harder.
very first time you picked up the bow. Were you shooting a knoll? Were you shooting a creature?
So I will think back to the memory that I had of me and my dad shooting. I'm like, you know, fuck, yes, I was. I have been good at this my whole life. I have this. I've never. Yes, I've been good at this.
Fucking ruin that argument.
Hey!
Stand on
Do you
it.
remember that, Dad?
Maybe I do remember her being good at. I don't know.
So I just have to keep trying harder at the things I'm not good at. That's
Yeah.
basically what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'll keep trying harder to be a better dad. And I'll just start walking off.
What the fuck? No, don't walk away from me. What? No, you don't get to walk away from me with that. What the fuck do you mean? And I'll try to be a better dad.
Because clearly I'm not as good as I can be, so I'm going to keep
What do
practicing.
you mean?
Evidently, nothing I say is working, so I'm...
No, what you... Yeah.
Awkward turtle.
what you're saying is you're saying that I just need to keep trying the things that I'm not good at yet.
You need to keep practicing them.
I was saying the same sentences.
We're going round and round.
We're saying the same things, but we're
Yeah,
meaning
just
very
gonna go
different
round.
things.
You are an incredible father.
Yeah, and guess what? It doesn't feel like it. You are an incredible archer, but
I've seen the evidence that I'm not.
you're not an incredible archer?
No, I thought you were going to say fighter. And I prepared my comeback before you finished your sentence. Yeah.
Archery is your fighting style.
Tinker doesn't think like that.
So, how about if you think I'm a good father, I will keep trying to be the best father I can be.
I have seen other fathers not give the devotion that you give to their family. At least not as upfront and obvious. There are fathers that don't have time for their kids. There are fathers that don't make time for their kids. And yeah, they're doing other things and they're busy and the kids get it, but at the same time, those dads are not like you. You are the most devoted and loving and caring father that I have ever seen in action.
So, if you want me to believe that, please try and believe what I'm telling you. I have seen some incredible archers in the military, and hold on. They don't think that's the glamorous thing. They aren't up front with the sword, getting the kill, getting the glory in front of their friends. So I have seen so many people just want to take the glorious way, and I'm not saying you are, but I have seen people drop what they're good at to try what they're not good at for the glory, and I've buried them the next day. And that is traumatizing.
The only reason that hasn't happened is because you've been there.
Yeah. I have had...
Yeah.
Like you
Exactly.
literally, let's go back to that no cave. I woke up
God,
with
dude.
Al throwing this talisman on me, and you be like, "Oh my god!" and everyone being like, "Heal, heal, heal!" And then in the UNT house, like the only reason that I have not been one of those stories is I just need to try hard and do better.
Or you can do what you are good at. Practice what you're bad at, not do what you're bad at. Work on what you're bad at, get better, and then go into combat with a sword, a knife, or whatever. But until you can go into battle in close quarter combat with the skill to back your confidence, because you are one of the most confident people I've ever met, for better and worse, please just remind us how incredible you are with the bow and protect us, because our lives are so much better when you have our back.
And that's what the contract was for. To have ours back. To have anyone who messes up something, to have the back. So you can't be telling me just to do the things I'm good at when my thing that I'm good at is having people's back, and then in the exact same breath say that why the fuck did you sign that contract? So you can't be mad at me for this.
Oh my god, I'm not mad at you. I've said that 4 times
No,
tonight.
but you have said that you're disappointed that I signed it. You have said that if it was the wrong thing. I don't think it was the right thing to do, but it was the thing that I had to do. So you can't be mad at me for having Al's back.
You see Al just go to the side of the ship and just take a pee.
Oh my god, that's the longest water pour I've ever seen. That was so good.
You hear a.
Oh my god.
I'm not disappointed in you for signing that contract. I am disappointed that you had to sign that contract because I didn't think of it.
Well, you didn't think of it because it wasn't then, like, literally, I went to go find a pen for us to all sign the contract, and there was a secondary contract right next to the pen, and it was like, oh, hey, want a backup plan?
And you think that she can't, like, doesn't have some, like, precognition or be able to read our thoughts? Or
maybe I was destined to sign it. Maybe this is what I am supposed to do. Al said that there was a pull to get that talisman, that things are just, it is obvious of what he was supposed to do, what he's supposed to take, what he's supposed to grab. Pri has this, like, radar for rich things. And, it, like, maybe that was mine.
then can I not be disappointed that it was your fate to have to do that?
Because you've already paid enough.
You shouldn't have to pay that much. I can pay. I'm willing to go so far in debt to make sure that you don't have to pay anymore.
Okay, well, how about if if I have to fulfill this, then once it's all done, you can remind me that of where I started, so that whatever you think will happen to me, I can have something to come back to remind me of that, of before all of that happens. Because you clearly think that something's going to happen to me if/when I have to carry this out, that you've tried and tried and tried to warn me about, and
I will,
like at the potion shop.
never tell you I told you so. If it comes,
Can we get that in writing?
if it comes to that
Timestamp.
point, I will ask you, so what do we do next?
Oh my god, how ironic. Okay, oh my god. That is what I said to Jared right after our potion shop memories. I said, so what do we do next?
Well, all right.
So what do you do next? No.
I mean, but I'm saying once it's all done, I'll come back. I'll show you, and then we can rebuild the pieces that you think will be broken once that's all done. Because if this is how you act before I have to carry it out, I don't think I want to watch me become the villain in a 1,000 people story. I mean, if you think that I'm going to be as broken as I could be, I can't watch you watch me become that.
Then we'll just have to make sure it never gets to that point.
Unless we have another Gumud or Yuanti or
We won't.
Drow.
We can't.
Or Knowles or Raylan.
Knowles went
or-
great. I hope this is another Knoll event. We
No,
can make that work.
I don't
Me
think you're
too.
remembering Knowles properly then.
Dude, I would kill for another
How
Knoll.
many?
No, I mean the Knowles where Tinker literally was like seconds away from dying, and then
It
it was
was-
like, oh no, actually that Knowles dead.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So
a super stressful hole
maybe
for sure.
we all appreciated the null hole because we weren't in that position.
Yes. I just like that a plan went the way we planned it to happen. At
Three
Three
times.
times in a
At
row.
Three times in a row from the outside, and then as soon as we went inside, shit
It all
hit
went,
the fan.
Yeah, all went fucking left for sure. Once we were inside, that shit sucked. But outside the hole,
Yeah, that was great.
that was prime. That was
Who
prime.
hid
Gala
under
Cala.
the dead bodies? Yeah.
100%.
It'll be me.
So I mean, yeah. Maybe it won't have to happen, but maybe another situation will. So that's why I signed the contract. And if that happens, then I will figure out what I am doing, and then when all of that's said and done, you can help me put back together the pieces.
Well, how about we just take care of the first contract?
No, I know.
And-
Yes, that's the goal. Do I want to kill 1,000 souls? No, but if that happens, just
Then we'll burn that bridge when we cross
then
it.
just promise me you'll be there when I need it, and
How-
let me do the things that I have to
Mhm.
do in the meantime.
I'll always be there for you.
Okay, so when I become the person you think I will be, then you'll be there for me.
No matter what, you're going to be my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a different line for that.
This whole conversation is really excellent.
Yeah,
Top
and,
notch stuff over here.
That's all I.
Jaredad did
Awkward separation.
said exactly what he shouldn't have.
Nope. I think that was exactly as it needed to go.
Yeah, that's exactly how it should have gone, but I really wish there was a different way to go.
Well,
So
When
I promised to try to be the person you see me to be. If you can be the person I see you to be. If you can try to be the person I see you to be.
okay,
God, if Jaredad wasn't the one to say that, that would be so much better.
Should that be written behind them too?
I made you guys an anagram.
you and
It's deep. DEEP. Dad exerts emotional pressure. I have in my notes, conversation gets deep, and then I'm like, well, I've got space. I can fit something in there. I went, oh, that fits great. Da, 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 da.
yeah.
yeah, that sounds great. I will keep trying to do the things I haven't been doing. And I will keep trying to do the things I have been doing better. And
Thank God. No.
and then only if you keep trying to be the person that saves my ass and helps me pick up the pieces.
If I need to, I always will.
Great. And then Tinker is going to drunkenly stumble back into the room and lay on the love seat.
Okay. So you are on the love seat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Donk.
what
Real
are you
quick.
doing, Jared?
I think she needs a little break from me.
No.
So
What gave you that idea?
I'm gonna give her a little time to fall asleep before I go into the room.
So what are you doing?
Just staring out into
The east.
the void,
He's
Go ahead and make a
brooding.
perception
the
check for
starry
me.
void.
Oh,
if we have to roll for initiative.
again.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Two things. One, you see kind of a. You said dirty 20 or natural? 20?
Dirty.
Okay. You see kind of a man of sorts, like kind
Okay,
of
look.
protruding through the water, like
Jesus.
like like.
God.
I see Jesus!
Do you doubt me?
And like, but like off in the distance, so you can't make anything out. But it looks like a humanoid figure, just kind of like through the water.
That's not how they wrote that.
And then you also swear that you see like a glimmer in the stars with the like bow constellation, almost like twinkle and then kind of like die out.
So a star like
It doesn't die out, but like the
So
star
you're
doesn't, but it
seeing
kind
the
of like
shimmering stops.
yeah, like that reverberation
what
that
you're
you
talking
guys
about.
have all like kind of experienced in separate
Mhm.
separate instances. You kind of notice that within the star, but it's specifically with the bow.
Just like the point of the bow, or
Yeah, so it's the bow itself kind of reverberates like
oh, like all 4 stars or what? However, it is.
how the thing is, yeah, and then like one just kind of like shoots off.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting. That's cool. Seeing a bow with a shooting star.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly, Al, can you come over to me right now?
Yeah, totally. I'm on the way.
Oh God, Tinker's so
We're in the
drunk.
middle of a hand.
Yeah.
What do you see in front of me?
Yeah, I'll look off straight front of the boat to
Yep.
wherever is indicated.
Perception check.
Please roll good.
Yeah, I'm on
with-
disadvantage still.
Does he get advantage and cancel it out since he's like pointing it out? Damn.
No,
No,
disadvantage.
No,
it's-
you have
it's
insight. You
exhaustion.
have the inspiration. You have inspiration.
And actually,
Yeah.
I still rolled incredibly. Somehow, I've not rolled below an 11 on disadvantage rolls tonight,
Wow.
which is insane.
That's crazy.
That absolutely blows my mind. I roll shittier than that on 1 dice all the time. This is an 18 total after guidance.
Damn.
I
Okay.
got a 4 on the guidance.
So you also being a little tipsy, but are like
Tipsy dark vision is better than my
for sure
sober.
100%.
No
But
vision.
it is like off into the
Yeah.
distance. It's not like the reason you didn't see anything else wasn't because you didn't roll high enough. It was because
Yeah.
just the span of anything. The moon's actually providing quite a bit of light. But you also see this like kind of humanoid man figure esque thing, like with water kind of like almost swirled up around him.
Mhm.
Jesus.
I am trying to remember.
It's Neptune.
You have seen this slightly.
I have
Mm-hmm.
on the way over.
First episode with me
yes,
as a DM.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking I'd probably recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
You can't make it out because, like, you can ascertain what it is.
Same genre of thing
Mhm.
though.
Yeah. To confirm, it's too far.
Yeah. Oh wow. I may have.
What if I was like, John?
No, I may have actually seen. That might be. I can't tell.
Is it a good or a bad thing?
That depends on how many of them there are.
Oh no.
It could be merfolk of some kind, but they're not all nice.
King Dryden?
They're also not all bad.
Can you relay what you see to the captain? And
Oh yeah, totally. That's probably a good
Kelrick?
idea. Let's go see what's up. So I'll go.
So
Uh,
Kelrick has gone to bed. I mean, you definitely wake him up if you want.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It
Right,
is.
right.
So it's,
Zorda and
Yeah.
Yoster.
I'll
yeah,
go-
pass this image along to all the crewmen who are awake. And
I'll go to Zorda first on the deck. So Zorda and Yoster. I'll be like, hey guys.
Hey, what's going on? You ready to
so-
play or?
Know about that.
Oh,
I know that
okay.
you don't like the mental image connection, so I'm just gonna tell you. I think there might be mer people head in the water.
Can you show me? You can show me.
Yeah, and
That's
I'll
all right.
mental connect head of
Like
torso
what
of
it is,
human.
yeah. I haven't. We should probably roll first. Okay.
I've only seen anything like this once ever, and they were in kind of at a distance. Most of what I dealt with wasn't them directly.
I can tell you that's not merfolk. I've seen merfolk. That's not what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Merfolk typically reside in the deep.
Yep.
Typically don't surface, especially not in like deep water for the most part. The fact that they're traveling in that manner is odd.
Let me check something.
I mean, it kind of seems like they're announcing their arrival, so I would like to assume they're not. They're either
They're not coming towards you. They're just
Oh.
like across
Oh.
the like.
Gotcha.
Like
Yeah, I thought that
horizon.
was coming right toward me.
No, no. It's just like they're going somewhere.
Gotcha.
I actually
Okay.
do have. So I have from literally June 24th, 2022.
Damn.
Is when I had this encounter. And he named himself to me as an emissary of Poseidon.
That's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So the only other thing I've seen anything that looks like it would be that.
Yeah. That's the only thing that you can possibly guess.
Yeah.
But your guess on what it is probably better than Zorda's.
Cool. I am. They didn't fight with me back then, not them directly, but they also were not exactly very thrilled to see me.
The essence that you remember with your encounter with them also
Those
was,
blood of mine who you spill shall also be spilled.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them.
Did she spill any of their blood?
I killed some octopus.
Oh.
So from their sea. Yep.
Oh.
the concept that you got to now that you're like able to flash
Yeah.
back with a little bit more memory too, and like understanding, is more like it didn't value you as like a threat at all.
Yeah.
So it was just like
Just watching me.
you done goofed, man, and like
Yeah.
phew,
And it for context, it is what wrecked me.
Oh.
like easily, like just like
It
Love
very
that.
directly precipitated the events that directly led to the boat wrecking very
So
shortly
don't
Uh,
kill
do
sea
you wanna-
creatures.
Pass that image along.
I will talk this through Azorda of like, well, if you're not familiar with these, I can't say I'm sure, but last time I encountered one of these, it ruined the vessel that I was sailing on, for nothing more than because I killed some octopus that tried to attack my boat. I seems to be nothing more than an absolute nuisance to it. So
okay, and you see like her kind of like get a little bit more serious with the notion of that. Goes, Yoster, go wake up Kelric. The four, well, you're sleeping, so the three of you and me, let's make sure that none of this blood from the fish gets into the water.
sure.
So like you guys kind of like clean up. Kelric kind of comes out and goes, "Can you show me what you saw?"
Absolutely.
Um,
And I'll even give him the side by side of here's this and here's what I saw on that day, like months ago.
He's kind of a odd grin comes across his face, and you notice he's the grin. No,
Here's the grin.
Oh
At one point,
The long
my
game.
God.
So
And
last time
suddenly
I
end session and you're all rolling initiative.
last time I messed up perception, I was gonna say, "Can I look to see if I see the grin?"
Oh my God.
Um,
On the boat. Damn.
One of these days he's gonna jump up and fucking kill us actively. So
but kind of a grinning goes, "I have met someone like that before," and like kind of like gazes off into the direction that you guys have.
off to the east.
Yeah. And is like, if he's not coming here, we should be okay. Zorda, pull up the rods. Take us a little bit further inland, but we'll be all right. And so he gets behind the helm, which at this point, because he was sleeping, they had literally just left the boat on like
autopilot,
on like a chart. So he is now steering slightly inward.
Yeah.
He goes because of the potential for whatever. We're gonna go inland and anchor. So we are going to be a little bit delayed, just for safety purposes, because we're going to have to stop. But
rather safe than sunk.
But yeah, we'll be fine. And like with that, that's kind of all that they give you. He kind of goes like, and you had told him that he was what?
An emissary of Poseidon.
Yeah. So he goes like, yep, there are beings just like on land that roam the sea, and some of those beings directly impact gods and other powerful beings that we do not want any trifle with. So, again, be merry. It should not be a problem. I have ran into him once when my ship had wrecked and they helped me. But that does not mean that their kindness should be taken for weakness or good faith, even.
Yeah, I have no doubt that if he wanted to make it our problem, he would and will if he does.
Yeah, but again, I will do the best that I can to steer us in a direction there. We will bed down for the evening. Please do not let this spoil your evening. If it is something that we'll confront, we will deal with it when it comes. So, yeah. And that is where we are going to call tonight's session.
Fuck.
Thank you guys for staying. Great job. Team.
Yay!
Job well done.
Oh,
All of this
I
stuff
never
is still
died.
on.
Woo.
Yeah. So
That
thank
was
you.
cool.
Till next time. Bye.
Huzzah!
What a conversation.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think your mic lasts the whole time too.
I know.
Excellent.
So next time we